Okay, who wants to do the recap?
I think Sean wrote it, so he can just read it from his own wiki.
Yeah.
Do it, Sean.
I don't have to read it from the wiki. I've got the whole thing open on the side of the thing with spelling errors and all.
Even better.
Even better. Okay, so do you want to go through it all? It was a big session. Alrighty. So we heal up everything from the disastrous tree episode, and assess what's happening. The mist arises, and there's like this crazy, haunting voice talking to Hypatia, or staring at Hypatia with desire. Since Hypatia was the one who did the final, chopping blow, Hypatia graciously didn't ask for a personal favour, but asked for the a boon in future. At which point the haunting voice and ghostly image. Was it ghostly? I don't know. I can't even pronounce the name of it. I'd say the name, but I can't pronounce it, so I'm not even bothering.
Emilia.
Is it Emilia?
The idol
Anyway.
of the Ukol.
That one. So she accepts the future favour and bids the group farewell, and then which leaves the tree stump behind. We then realise there's a bounty for the Titan, so off with its head. A bloody and gruesome exercise.
Yeah, we lost Craig.
Okay.
But only from Discord.
A bloody and gruesome adventure. Then we head back to see where Savan's comrades were. We can't find them. They're not really there. They're probably in the Titan's stomach. Then we decide to set up camp for the night. We move away from the gruesome remains of Savan's group. And then during the watch, Savan notices that Kruber has been rudely replaced by some random dude who turns out to be Dol the Helper.
We've lost Craig from Roll20 as well. Keep going.
Yeah, his internet cut out, as he said in Discord.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Cool.
At some point that he can't work it out, that Kruber just vanished and Dol was there and he didn't realise it. Dol wakes up Sean and states that it's his watch. Minerva attacks Dol from behind to restrain him and asks who took Qui-Gon. Or Jaquan, sorry.
Qui-Gon.
Oh, I don't know.
Yes, Padawan.
At which point Dol replies, Kruber gone, I hear, payment. Or something along those lines. I don't know how accurate these quotes are, but they've got to be pretty close.
Hey, you're saying them so they're accurate now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very good. It's not like there's a recording to prove me wrong.
Keep going. You're doing well.
So Dol appears to be speaking, like, other than the odd line that we can understand, appears to be speaking of a corrupted version of the divine language. Can't understand what he's saying, but the words sound to have similar inflection. So we all decide to rustle off back to Sumberton to talk to Lashonara and see what the hell he can make of it all. We rock up at Sumberton and everyone's like, oh my god, who are these dudes carrying around a giant head? And proceed to ask us for autographs. Whether they take them by asking or just take them from your pocket without asking, that's however they decide to do it.
Is someone still salty about
Getting my what did I say? Scummy thief steals Sean's belt pouch.
Yeah.
And we get $50, 50 gold bounty for the head of the giant. So we then, after chilling out at the keep and getting some mad crowd looks, we all head over to Lashonara's place to discuss Dol with him. And when we get there, Sergeant Anagles and Herendai de Forchet are both talking to Lashonara on his steps. They ceased their discussion when we rocked up, but they seem to be having an animated discussion as we approach. Lashonara appears to know Savan from somewhere, and is also interested about this cool book that we seem to be carrying around with us. Well, some members of the party are carrying.
Hello.
Welcome
He-
back.
Hey, I'm back.
I'm still going with the discussion. It's all good. Or with the recap. Lashnaris invites us in and asks which curse we want him to deal with first, and we all agree that the book should be the primary concern here. Lashanara rummages around for a bit, tries to work out what it is, tries a few spells, and nothing seems to work, which is all good for Minerva. I'm sure she's over the moon about that.
Conflict.
He suggests we should try our luck at the churches, and then Lashanara tries a surprise attack against the book, but fails again. Not boding well for us. Then Lashanara turns to Dole, the other curse, and he sort of asks what caused the curse, and then he also reminds us that Kruber had trouble with the doppelganger. Remember way back when we were all or some people were in prison for heinous crimes against humanity.
Well,
Elven kind then. So, what's that? Elvanity?
Yeah.
Any rate, and it was because he had 2 souls, and he's not sure. But he's not sure about Dole, but he thinks we should lock him up. Savan knows a person who has a cell, which is a bit worrying that he just happens to know someone with a cell. But we decide to lock him up in the beetle cells. So we rock off to Castelline Manor, which is where the cells are located, and we throw Dole in there and throw away the key, essentially. I think there was some discussion about what we were going to do next, but I don't think we actually proceeded to do anything. We just talked a lot about what we could do.
Well, if we haven't dumped the head, we should probably do that.
No, we
did
dumped
that
the
first.
head. That's when they stole my belt pouch with all the crowds around.
Good.
We were discussing about going to the alchemist and getting the body back of Mark, was it?
Yep.
Yeah, or at least figuring out
Some dude I don't know. And also going shopping and finding somewhere to sleep, I think, were the 3 things we were looking to do. Oh, and going to the churches to get rid of a curse.
yes, and possibly possibly the heinous damage high patient. She did tell the blood.
Am I the only
up.
ones?
You're breaking up really badly, Al.
Is-
gonna
Hypatia's
say-
terrible scarring.
Yes,
Mm,
the scarring. Scarring was deep at the skin.
yeah, you are
Great
breaking
line,
up a lot there.
Put it inside your mouth.
Okay,
That's
I'm going to go to plan B ahead. Stand by.
Say that to all the boys.
Do you want to change your name, Craig, so it shows up as Siobhan? Just to make it super awesome. Since everyone else has got their character name. Alright, so yes, you are in Summerton, the city of bridges.
Sweet.
You can pretty much do as you will without,
Are we
Two.
good to split up to cover more ground?
you can do what you want.
Can somebody buy me
Pony?
A pony.
a pick?
Okay, so I guess we want to split up, and some people head to the alchemist, and other people head to the various priests along the Pious Way. Let's see if we can get some help for Hypatia.
How do we want to break the group up?
Well, I guess
Hypatia and Minerva both have to go to the priests, so
I'll go to the alchemist because I've actually been there before.
cool.
So
And
I
you
guess the
know
other people
Mark.
can. Yes, I did know Mark.
That's good.
So I guess the 2 other people can split how they want. He wants to go with me. He wants to go with Minerva and Hypatia. You should probably go. You should probably go to the priests, Sean, just because you're a cleric, and you know.
Yeah, that would make sense. I hopefully won't offend them too badly
Yeah,
by
exactly.
being
You may know
religion.
some kind of
Special handshake to get better treatment.
I don't know. That's how it works in the thieves world.
Alright, so Lens is going to go to see Rayasan, the alchemist, at Chimera Limited. Hypatia was going to down the priestly way, the pious way, with who else?
Minerva and probably Sean.
Yep.
That leaves only Siobhan, plus the NPCs that you have with you, the retainers and Theta. What are the plans for those?
I guess with Theta, we can just kind of like just say, you know, he can just go do what he wants now. Like, there's not much point to keeping with us as long as we know where he's staying, so we can.
What do you want to do, Siobhan?
If you've got any pressing needs now that you're back, probably now is the time to do it.
Yeah,
You can let someone know that all your party's dead.
yeah, I was just gonna actually say that. Yeah, I'll go and make my report while
Alright.
they're all off doing that.
Sure.
Cool.
Okay, so I assume then, so Erin's going to follow Hypatia. Thaydir, I guess, will go to the Sly Wink and secure your rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And I suppose he will take the donkeys since that's his
Job.
main job, and he'll get them stabled. That
Sounds
will
good.
leave Kukulane. Is Kukulane going to head with Minerva?
I think he probably want to check out the temples because he hasn't been there since he became chosen by the 8.
Sure. Alright, well, we may as well then start with the closest of all of you, which is Lenza, going to see Rayasan the alchemist, and you're heading there by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's not, cause for concern at all.
Of course not.
Alright, so...
When has being on your own ever had a problem in this campaign?
When has ever going to see Rayasan ever been cause for concern?
Yeah, that too.
Guy is completely and utterly above board.
That's why he wrote a certificate for himself saying how sane he is.
Yeah, and he notarized it as well. Okay. So yes, he is at number 10, I believe.
Chimera Inc. Incorporated.
Yep. Alright, the Alchemist building is reasonably dark. It looks like it's got a smashed window which has been boarded up. The sharp eyes of Lenza seem to indicate that this... Did we lose Craig again?
Yep.
Alright. Well, the sharp eyes of Lenza seem to indicate that, or determined that the window had been smashed from the inside, not the outside. There is still...
That fits with what we know of
Oh, yes, I'm back.
Rayasan.
And that was a TPK. Well done, guys.
Walk down the road a pious way, all died immediately. It's just us two left now, Craig.
The door, though, is open. It seems to be dark inside, but you can see shadowy shapes within.
Cool. I'll kind of just like knock on the door and then kind of have a look in a bit closer.
Okay. You can see what seems to be a large, brutish figure wrapped in some kind of cowled and hooded robe, head bowed, moving about in a fairly awkward kind of gait. And you then, once your eyes get acclimatized to the shadows within, realize that it is what appears to be a brutish-looking half-orc, which is staggering around in a kind of a very staccato type motion, but is chained to the wall. Every now and then a kind of a groaning sound will escape its lips, and it realizes that you're in the doorway, and it will move to interpose itself between you and anything else, but the chain will go tight and it will only manage to make it a few feet towards you. There's still plenty of room that you can make it around. As it does so, though, you notice that there is a bell attached to the back of it which rings. Ding ding ding, ding 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 ding. Looks like the half-orc bell has alerted the owner of the place to your presence.
Lovely. Is it Mark?
Upon closer inspection, yes, it appears to be Mark.
Oh, for God's sake. Okay, sure. Whatever. I'm not going to question it. I mean, I will question it, but also, lovely. Cool.
It does appear that Mark has suffered fairly badly at the hands of his owner, because there seems to be numerous new, or at least since you last saw him, wounds, injuries, etc. to the flesh and the skin that you can see. There seems to be kind of a patchwork of marks all over his face, hastily sewn up, or maybe slowly sewn up, but poorly sewn up. And there seems to be kind of a thick, dripping, oozing ichor that is kind of staining around the folds of the cloak. The bell, though, seems to have done its
Lovely.
job. The bell, though, seems to have done its job, and scuttling out from the back is Raya-san. Hello? Who's there? Oh, hello.
Hello.
I know you, don't I?
Possibly, yes. I was the one who... Oh, I was part of the one who delivered, and I gesture towards Mark, your friend here.
Oh. Hello. Do you have any more people to sell me? I've come into some coin, and I probably would. He's been quite good, actually. He's a very good alarm system, you know. Sometimes, though, the people who come in here, accidents happen, but he keeps the riffraff away. Do you have any others to sell?
Not as of yet, but
Oh.
but well, be assured that if we do find anyone, we'll take them straight here.
He will kind of lean forward a little bit conspiratorially. You know, I'm after halflings at the moment. Halflings. Like that slut. Ilya. Yes. If you can get her for me. Ooh.
Do I know who he's talking about?
Yeah, the boat captain.
The riverboat captain.
Ah, right, yes.
Ilya Makyansel.
I'll say, what do you have against Ilya?
That one. Her.
He thinks she owes him money because he always does.
Yeah. What do I have against Ilya? Oh no, she's reprehensible. That little one. Yes. Always making off with things that she owes me. I hired some assassins. Some adventurers, not assassins. I would never do that. To take care of her, and yes, well, she's still around and they're not. So yes, but halflings, yes, halflings. Don't tell the beadles or the garrison that I'm after them. But yes, halflings.
Of course not. I simply came here again. If we do come across any halflings, I'm sure we'll return. We'll give them to you for your perfectly legal uses.
Lovely. Anyway, what can I do for you? If you're not here to sell me anyone, is it possible that I can sell you something? I think that's what I know that's what I do. I have a shop, yes.
This is going about as well as I expected. Lenza will I'll just say I guess Possibly, but the main reason I came here was to double check that you were alright with Mark over here.
Who?
We have run
Bellie.
into some
Yeah, I call him Bellie.
Bellie, lovely. Why Bellie?
Because I surgically attached a bell to the back of his head.
That makes sense. Very good. Yes, we're just making sure that he hadn't caused you any problems. We have had some other issues with zombies and such on our travels, and we just wanted to make sure that no harm would come to you or your shop.
No. Yes, no. The shop suffered a slight mishap when someone tried to escape from Bellie, but no. It's otherwise it's okay. Yes.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that.
So
And also, just looking at Mark, there's no indication that, again, he's not a doll. Obviously, he's still Mark.
yes.
Yep. So there's no indication of that, and he looks, apart from whatever the hell he's done to him, he still looks pretty just like a zombie. Nothing abnormal.
He looks like a zombie that's kind of got a few little extra things that have been done to him. You know, maybe a bit of patchwork surgery and Machiavellian manipulation of the zombie has occurred to who knows what mad scientific end.
Excellent. But okay, good. So there's nothing immediately terrible with it then. Good. Glad.
He doesn't look like he's about to, sprout wings and burn the city down.
Excellent. Good. Well, that's good to know. And look, again, it's being useful to, it's look, as far as zombies go, having them as an alarm system is probably not the worst thing you could do with them. So yes. Anyway, so while I'm here, what does Rashan sell again? Like,
Right.
what kind of stuff is around? Because I might want to buy something, but
Munitions.
Yes.
Yeah.
He makes the best musicians. he might make them as well. Who knows? Munitions in all of the valley, supposedly, or at least he says he does.
Mm-hmm.
He's also made those sparkers that he gave
He's made
you.
a musician by the door.
He did. He's made those sparkers for you, which will guarantee to light something pretty quickly, even in the wet. He makes a few things. At the moment, his shelves seem to be reasonably bare. There seems to be a few alchemical substances of which you have really no idea what they are. They smell pretty funky. The whole atmosphere in here, the air seems heavy with some kind of sulfuric brimstone-y kind of thing. It almost seems like anything could set it off at a moment's notice. Very accurate as well.
Excellent. Cool. Well, I guess what I'll be looking for is something. Obviously, I don't use ammunition for my weapons. So, and as far as I'm aware, none of the party has any guns, do they?
Not anymore. I've been working on something lately that someone like you might have an interest in. Yes.
Oh.
I call it a fire lance.
Go on.
It's like a spear, but it has a bombard at the end, but not a normal bombard. It's a miniaturized one, which unleashes a hail of small darts just before you stab someone. Very, very effective. It's been very good in the tests.
Interesting.
That sounds interesting. May I have a look at it? That actually sounds pretty cool, honestly. But
yeah, only two of my test subjects using it died whilst testing it, so it's been pretty good so far.
And I assume he refined
You want it.
So yeah, it's a spear, and it's a little bit unwieldy at the moment, but if you're interested, yeah, absolutely. And he will motion for you to go out the back, the dingy, dark back.
sure, I'll have a look at this. This sounds somewhat good.
Okay. As you head on to the back of his shops, we lose Craig again.
Aww.
As you head out the back through a beaded curtain, which he will part for you to go through, you'll hear Mark shuffling around a bit more, and then Raya-san will say something to him in a language that you don't quite understand, but it sounds fairly harsh and robust. You believe you once heard Mark speaking it previously. And Mark will move forward and close the door. At which point we will go to Minerva, Sean, and Hypatia, who are heading down to Pious Way.
Greetings. As we
So-
go past the alchemist shop.
Probably should have gone to the alchemist.
So Pious Way is number 29. It's a fairly rambunctious part of the city in that there are a lot of people that move up and down it. The eight are worshipped here. There are a number of temples, there are shrines, there are small little altars just on the side of the road. Every now and then you will see sight of priests or acolytes, even kindly Ollery, who will be wandering up and down the street giving blessings, standing on the side of the road, doing a little bit of street preaching, etc. The two largest places here of interest, other than kindly Ollery's little monastery,
18.
is 17,
17.
High Priest Voltram, who has symbology and iconography of the religions of sufferance out the front, and 18 is High Priestess Brianor of the religion of submission.
Excuse me?
22, I believe, is kindly Ollery,
Oh, that is really.
and kindly Ollery is a member of the religion or the order, religion of nobility, Order of the Heart, which is, I believe, the same one that Sean is a member of.
Ah, and that's
Yep.
also what Kugleen was choosing. So that's cool. Should we go to him first, or do you reckon we should go to 17 and 18 first because they're more professional?
Oh, which was the Order of the Heart?
22, kindly Ollery, but he's out in the street at the moment doing some preaching.
Yeah. Let's check out. Which one was Sufferance? Sorry, was that
High Priest Voltram.
Yep, which is number 17.
17? Let's go to Sufferance first, I think.
Sure.
Well, none of them. I mean, yeah, sure,
I mean,
let's
you
go.
worship madness. So, I mean, whatever. Not that we know. Nobody talks about their religion, I assume, apart from Sean.
Yeah,
Religions
yeah.
are...
I may have done some stonewalling when he's tried to broach the subject.
Yeah, religions can be fairly personal. I mean, you all would say prayers or give thanks or utter curses at the gods at some stage or another fairly regularly. Eventually, someone like Sean probably picks up on what all your religions are, and I would assume he's been travelling with you long enough that he would have found out what your religions are based upon your idiosyncrasies, your prayers and words that you mumble. But, you know, he's not one of those crazy guys that's going to go and lop your heads off, as far as I'm aware. So we'll assume that Sean probably does know that Hypatia has a touch of the mad about her.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's a cleric. It's his thing. So, number 17, High Priest Voltram. It's a large, high-vaulted ceiling building. It's got a number of smaller buildings attached to it and semi-attached to it. It is probably the largest of the temples around here, or very much within Somerton and thereby within the valley itself. There are a number of young acolytes moving about. There are also on its steps some wailing women and some men who are stripped to their waist, flagellating with thorn bushes.
I try not to sneer.
The common theme of the religions of sufferance are that the gods are truly cruel and capricious, and that basically, um, you know, but um, what they want is best for the world and those that live within, and they're just too alien for us to understand their true rationale for doing it. So people who abide by or worship or this religion, show their faith in this religion, are fairly demonized by their own thought process. As you approach and start heading up the stairs, a number of the people who are flagellating will approach you, thrusting these thorn bushes into your hands and tell you that you need to repent your sins, you need to start, accepting the fate that is thrust upon you, that you are not, that your gear makes out that you show defiance to the world instead of acceptance of your fate with it.
What if
One
we
of
had
the
accepted that we were fighters?
they don't seem to care about that. Just flagellate. One of them will
Okay.
even ask you to whip them. It's like, whip me good.
I'm definitely not into that.
Yeah, it's nothing kinky. I mean,
I think about it, then decline.
yet.
Is Craig trying to talk to us? He's writing messages in.
Oh yes.
Well, he's wrote G question mark. I don't know what that means.
It's after I said F.
Oh. Lenza was paying respects.
All right. Yes, Lenza. Why
Oh.
don't we send her alone? That was a really bad time for my mic to go out.
Oh, it's fine. Don't worry. I'm already going into the creepy back area with the weird alchemist. I'm not sure nothing will go wrong.
That's how you get the good loot.
So anyway, yes, you'll find quickly enough that your way into the temple, at least the main sanctum of the temple and the worship area, is free for you to travel and traverse. You can do what you want in there. It's a fairly plush looking temple. It has a number of candles burning, dripping a foul smelling wax. The air is heavy and with the smoke from maybe a couple hundred of these candles. There seems to be fairly poor airflow within here. There is a lot of crying and suffering that seems to be going on within. You see no sign of a high priest, but as you are standing around, an acolyte will shuffle over to you slowly and surely, and you realise that their ankles are shackled, and their robe shows indication of recent bloodstains. What can I do for you, good sirs and ladies? He will say, his head bowed in deference.
We
I'm
see.
hoping that
Actually, no. You talk. I've got charisma damage.
Sure. We seek the lessening of our suffering so that it is more bearable. Could we speak to the High Priest?
She is currently indisposed, but you are welcome to sit, pray, meditate, and either I or one of the other acolytes or priests can sit with you and guide you through these troublesome times that you are experiencing.
Is there anybody who can deal with curses?
A curse, you say?
Powerful magics.
It's possible. Do we need to speak quietly off to the side? I have some small knowledge of these matters, but maybe not enough to be able to relieve the pain that they impose upon you, but I might be able to guide you and take some information to the High Priestess when she returns. Or the High Priest, sorry, when he returns.
Could we make an appointment to see the High Priest?
I could definitely take your name and we could see what is available, but the High Priest is often indisposed with important matters of faith, and if you are not a member of the faith as well, it might be hard to spare some time, but I'm sure that people such as yourself would be only too accommodating to assist meeting those requirements. He will then cast a slightly derisive glance at Sean, noting that he wears religious iconography of a different faith. But he's not smarmy about it. It's like,
I thought they got along with nobility. That's why I chose this church first.
They,
Mistake.
they get along with everybody to a point.
They all
You're,
worship me.
but you're a member of the nobility one, aren't you, Sean?
Yes.
Not a member of this church, no.
He's the one that kindly Ollery is part of.
That's right. One we're probably going to go to last.
Yes.
Because it's 22 and we're going in numerical order.
Well, just because Ollery's out doing stuff.
That's true. Being kindly, apparently.
Well, okay, I guess I will just actually let's deal with Hypatia's issue. Look at these terrible scars they got from fighting. Well, let's not say fighting. From being attacked by a Titan and a bunch of undead.
Yes, the scar though is not merely the scars. Something else has happened. I feel less forceful in my personality. I feel diminished.
Let me have a look. And he'll start paying very close attention to your face, breathing upon you as he does so, and his breath reeks and it's foul, and you notice that his teeth are rotted and his gums are suffering from terrible lesions. You do seem to be under some terrible malaise. I can see it upon you. You also have suffered grievously as a child, have you not?
Yes. Yes, there's been much suffering in my past.
I see. Then you are truly welcome here. I don't have any absolute information at hand, but I'll take some notes, and if you accept, I will then investigate what I can. It might take a little bit of time. Our library is not extensive, but it is fairly good. Its system of recording things can be a little bit lacking, but I'll get some paper and a pen and I will take some notes.
Thank you.
And he will move off as fast as his shackled ankles can allow.
When he's out of range, just like, wow, I know that the thing is suffering, but would it kill them to take to use a proper to brush their teeth?
He did brush
I
his
say this
teeth.
in a low voice, very low voice.
He did brush his teeth, but he did it with something acidic.
Yep, and like that's right, the acidic mouthwash and like some sort of barbed thistle toothbrush.
Yep, that's it. You didn't give me a background yet, have you, Siobhan?
Yeah.
Yes, you have.
Oh,
It wasn't there this morning. I wasn't there this hour when I had a look. That's all right.
before we get away, we should probably actually talk to him about Minerva's issue.
Yes.
I don't want to be bringing that up with everyone.
Yeah.
It's kind of for high
I don't know who
priests
this
only.
rando is.
All right, so...
Oh,
Sorry, keep going.
Oh, I was just going to say, after they take down the notes about Hypatia, I just mentioned that Lashonara had wanted us to meet with the High Priest. So, if it would be possible for that to happen, my ailment is a little bit more unique. And Lashonara said to talk to the High Priest about it.
I will make some notes and we will, if you want to give me some information about your issue, then when I speak to the High Priest, when he is available, I'm sure that any information pertaining to it would be better than just vagaries. You don't have to go into any absolute specifics if you would rather not talk to me about it, but at the very least I would need to have some inclination as to what I'm going to talk to High Priest Voltram about regarding you, because otherwise you might just be anyone off the street who has a stubbed toe.
I seem to be burdened with a cursed item. And breaking that curse seems to be very difficult. So difficult that Lashanara himself had trouble with it.
Do you have the item on you?
I will have the item on me when I see the High Priest, yes.
Okay.
If I see the High Priest. Yes.
I will mention that to the High Priest then. Alright, Craig, what is Siobhan doing?
She's going to make her report about what happened to the rest of her party.
Okay. So, is there anyone in particular you want to make your report to? Do you want to go and see Lord Castellan?
Go and see him directly, or I can just go and report to, like, my superior. Which would be the best option, I guess. Like, which would be...
Did you put it into your background?
Yeah.
Is that Denby?
No, Baron.
Oh, Baron. Okay, cool. Let me just I'm just quickly skimming through it at the moment, because I did check not that long before.
I only put it up right before I logged on.
Right. Alright, so... Sure, okay, so he's just an agent of Barris Castellan. Alright, so you will find him probably at the Castellan residence somewhere. Sure, he will spot you as you approach. He has a few other guys with him and he'll send them off. Siobhan, yes, you have returned. I heard tell that things did not go as according to plan.
That is an understatement. We was spying on the mercenaries as we were supposed to, and Titan came out of nowhere. I don't even know how we failed to notice that he was upon, but it was upon us in like lightning. He took out Bixby before we could even do anything, and then the other two tried to fight back, but it was just too much for us. When I saw the three of them go down, I ran. I had no desire to suffer their fates.
Understandable. Understandable. Did you retrieve any information that would be useful?
We'd only just started spying when this Titan attacked. Like, there wasn't much that we could gather.
Fair enough. What are your plans for the moment?
Well, since I have no one to currently work with, I thought maybe I could stick with the group that I met while I was out there. They've been doing some work here and there.
Yes, I think I heard of them. I saw them enter the city with you in tow. They slew the Titan in the end, did they?
Yeah, it was a kind of a mixture of when I came upon them, they were in the middle of their own battle with these bird creatures, and the bird creatures started attacking the Titan, which I tried to get them to run away, but they had to finish their battle apparently, and so I ended up helping them, but thankfully the bird creatures had weakened the Titan enough that the party finished him off, although not without taking a beating ourselves.
Fair enough. Okay, then that's understandable, and yes, if you wish to stay with that group for the moment, then that's fine. At the very least, you probably need to have some downtime from the terrible incident that befell you and your friends. If we need to contact you, we'll go through the normal means. Until then, still, I guess if you can gather whatever you can, that would be fantastic, and return it per the usual channels as well.
Yeah, well, I figured this this group, they travel the valley, so I thought that would be a good opportunity for me to get out and look around and see what's going on out in the valley.
Very good. And I guess if that's everything there is to it, what I would recommend you do is, if you can head to the Beetle office, there's something there for you to retrieve. And then I guess if we don't hear from you in the next couple of weeks, check in a month's time.
Yep, I will. Thanks.
Excellent. And if you wish to, and he'll just watch as you wander off. The Beetle office is just near where you have Dole the Helper secured, or Dole the Kruber, or I'm Kruber now. and you can see him as you move through Castellan's mansion grounds. He's kind of holding on to the bars of his little cell, and you can hear just faintly over the air, but I'm Kruber now. I need a beer.
The resemblance is uncanny.
I've been told to be the Kruber now. And the Beetle's office has a small little fat bald man in it. He's might be just shy of 5 feet, maybe 4'10", 4'11", incredibly rotund, balding, sweating profusely. He's barely able to stand as you enter. He's eating something, as he always seems to do, some kind of pie or something like that, and washing it down with some probably syrupy drink. Hello, Siobhan. What are you doing here?
Baron told me to come over, that you had something for me.
Oh. He'll wipe his face with the back of his hand, and leaving a streak along his sleeve and skin of who knows what kind of mucousy goo. Just bear with me, and he'll then wipe it on his pants and struggle to get out of his chair, breathing heavily as he does so.
Do I even want to touch what he's going to give me?
Who knows? It's how pandemics start. He will then open up a drawer with using a big set of keys that he has on his belt, and you'll start rummaging through it, and you'll hear no, Siobhan. He'll pick his nose, look at it, flick it on the ground, then wipe his finger again, and then using the same hand he will pull out a small leather pouch, and he'll hand it to you. I think this is what I'm supposed to give you. I'm not entirely sure, but who knows? You can have it.
I'll take it between my finger and thumb and give it a bit of a shake.
You can hear something chinking inside. Sounds like something metallic on something possibly glass.
All right, thank you. I'll be on my way and leave you to your pie.
No, not yet. You got to sign for it.
Oh, okay.
Hang on. And he'll get a ledger, and then he will hand you a quill, which, looks to have been plucked off probably the bird that he was eating. There you go, just sign here. He'll indicate to a page which has some kind of dot squiggle on it.
Sign it.
Alright. Enjoy.
Old.
I'll head to somewhere private, where I can open the bag up and have a look inside.
Sure. Back to Reyes Arms.
Excellent.
As you go through the beaded little doorway out into the back, you'll find that the smell in here is even stronger, and there seem to be workbenches and shelves stacked high with strange looking powders and rocks, and it looks like a meth lab.
Lovely. I mean, not surprising, but yeah, I'm sure I will attempt to stem some of the smell by any means necessary.
Yeah,
By holding fingers.
This guy's a genius. It's just that his work has addled his brain, clearly. He's just breathing in this stuff all the time. He takes you up to the back where there is what appears to be a spear. Fairly hefty, heavy-looking spear. It looks itself to be fairly cumbersome, and you might need to be fairly strong to utilize it. It has a fairly heavy, broad head, and around the outside of it, just maybe about a foot back from where the head of the spear starts, is a large, bulky mechanism. Yes, this is my Thunderlance, Firelance. Firelance, that's what I call it. Yes. It has a simple trigger, and he'll indicate that there is like a cord about 2/3 of the way down the haft of the spear. You just pull on this, and in a moment it will ignite the bombard, which is a specially designed miniaturized bombard, which will force all the explosion forward, and it will then fire out these alchemically tipped small darts.
Fascinating.
Would you like it? It's 100 gold.
So why does he call it a fire lance?
I mean, that's pretty obvious because it spews fire. I'll ask, like, is it reusable, or is it like more like a one-use thing?
At the moment, it's one use, but I'm working on it being reusable. The spear itself can continue to be used, but I haven't managed to come up with a decent method for reloading it. But well, at least not reloading it easily, and it needs some considerable knowledge of the alchemical process. But I'm hopeful of refining it. Would you like? I'll tell you what. If you want it, you could have it for only 200 gold, and you could report back to me.
Only 200. That's more than what you originally offered for it.
Is it? Oh, then you could have it for 20 gold.
I'll say I'll happily pay you. I'll happily pay you 50 gold for it, and I'll sure to let you know how it goes out in the for a real field test against something that's possibly more alive than what you have been using it on.
Oh, marvelous. Okay then. 60 gold it is. Wonderful.
Sure, whatever. Sure, I will.
Let's ask for the replacement heads.
You're not there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Disembodied voice.
Yeah. So no, I will ask for yeah. I'll happily pay 60 gold for it rather than arguing any further.
Marvelous. So yeah, you just and he will again show you where the cord is, but this time he seems to grab hold of it and he's about to pull it whilst the weapon is pointing slightly in your direction.
Can I stop this?
Absolutely. He's a weak, feeble old man who seems to have a grip of iron, as you have come across before. But you know, when you try to stop it, he'll oh yes, no, that wouldn't be safe at all, would it?
No, not at all.
And
Let me. I'll say let me instead. I'm aware of how it works.
He has a fairly maniacal. He has a fairly maniacal grin on his face as he's saying it too.
Excellent, of course.
So yeah, 60 gold, and I'll get my assistant to take the money off you. I have an aversion to gold at the moment. It blisters my skin for some reason.
That is strange. But yes, I'll happily hand the 60 gold over to Bellie, I assume, is the assistant.
No, not Belly. I was going to say a halfling, but it's not a halfling because he doesn't like
More.
halflings. No, this is actually what appears to be a human male. You think you're not quite sure that has no legs. Instead, comes out on a small trolley, pulling themselves along on the ground. Their face is a bit scarred, and you realise that half their mouth has been sewn shut, the left half. Hello.
Lovely.
I'll take the money. He mumbles.
I'll happily hand over the 60 gold.
Thank you.
All heals.
Thank you.
And I guess I'll grab the spear and be very careful not to accidentally,
Trigger it.
trigger it pretty much, or jolt it too badly.
Do come back.
Indeed, we shall.
And remember, halflings. If you find a halfling, especially that Ilya, but any halflings at all that you could bring in, I pay very good money. Oh, actually, you know what? You said you brought me Bellie, didn't you?
Indeed.
You know that he's a very peculiar orc, don't you?
Being the half orc?
No, he had other. Did you ever notice that he had scales on him?
No, not really. What part of the body were the scales on, may I ask?
There were scales all over him, but there were some in. He seemed to be trying to remove them, I think. But anyway, he wasn't altogether, orcish. Or he didn't really have any. He wasn't really a half orc at all.
Well, that is indeed news to me. He very loudly asserted that he was a half orc on all the time I knew him.
I believe that there was dragon involved.
Really? Dragon? How would that even work?
I don't know. That's what was so fascinating about him. Yes, and the very first time I saw him, I just knew I had to have him. So I'm grateful. I mean, the fact that he was turned into this undead thing is quite disappointing because the blood within him wasn't quite as useful. It was a bit poisonous now, and I wasn't able to reverse the process no matter how much I tried. But if you could find any more like him, I would pay even more than I would for a halfling.
I will certainly let you know if we ever do find someone. But it sounds like he was a bit special.
Oh, you don't know where he came from?
No, unfortunately, only before we only met him about a month before he or even less than that, I guess, before we gave him to you.
Oh,
He had appeared in the valley just like so many others from backgrounds unknown.
yeah, it's a pity. Well, orcs and dragons, it's unholy, but very fascinating.
Cool. I will thank him for his time and promise to bring him some halflings, and then I will leave.
Back away slowly.
Bye-bye. Open the door, Bellie. And you can escape into the safety of the city.
Excellent.
Those of you back at the Temple of Sufferance, the acolyte took down some notes. They seemed fairly sketchy. Seems to be taking the bullet points, the cliff notes of what you were saying. Is there anything else that I can take? Any other information that you think is pertinent?
No, as long as you said that Lashnara wanted us to see the High Priest about these things, then I think that's everything unless there's something else, Hypatia?
Mm, I don't believe so.
Do you want to add anything, Sean?
I can't think of anything else to say.
May I speak to you momentarily, brother? He says, nodding to you, Sean, with a kind of a slightly derisive look upon his face.
Oh, poor Kukulane.
Oh, Kukulane's
Have it?
there. If Kukulane's there and has got the symbol upon him as well, which he probably would, then yes, he could probably wander off, but he's been quite quiet. So he's able to have a chat. He doesn't mind Kukulane coming along. Kindly Ollery, who has been wandering up and down the streets in Pious Way for some many years, have you had much to do with him? Has he sent you here?
Why is that?
Well, has he or not?
Sorry?
Has he or not?
I said no. He has not.
You said just why is that? If you said no, I didn't hear it. It might not have come through if you have push to talk on.
No, I said no. I don't. I said no. Why is that?
Okay. He seems to have been a little bit odd of late, more so than he normally is. I believe part of the reason why, and I'm sure the High Priest would not mind me saying to someone such as yourself, part of the reason why Beltran isn't here, and in fact if you went to the Submission Temple as well, you would probably find that the High Priestess is not there either, is that they are worried about Ollery and about some of the other things that are going on in Pious Way. There have been disappearances lately, and most of them seem to be traceable back to his monastery.
Yeah.
Are you there?
I'm here. What?
You're very quiet.
Oh. How about now?
Much better.
Oh, the mic was pushed up. Sorry.
I'm back.
Oh, hopefully for longer this time.
So I was wondering if he had sent you here.
No, I haven't actually been and seen him for a while yet.
Okay.
It's-
So it's not that he is implicated in anything, as far as I'm aware, but more so that there is some concern about what is happening around here and seems to be surrounding him. So I was just wondering if he was in trouble and had sent you, but if not, then that is fine. I will have to make note that you came here. I don't think you would have a problem with that, would you?
That's okay. I will go and have it. I'll go and see kindly Ollery about this and see if there's any trouble in there, or see if I can detect anything that's out of the ordinary with him.
Excellent, excellent. Then I would be, bid you farewell, and may the 8 guide your way.
You farewell as well.
Alright. My screensaver just cut in.
Right, yeah.
Alright. And I couldn't remember my password momentarily.
Oh,
Ah,
I have too many I have too many passwords in my job. And sometimes they all just blend
yes,
into
I can
one.
imagine.
Alright.
yeah, I get that. God.
Alright, so what are you going to do then? He will have taken his notes, he will have left and gone off to see someone else. Again, the temple itself has numerous acolytes, priests, etc. scurrying around. Many of them are shackled like him. Most of them seem to indicate that they have suffered fresh wounds, probably from self-flagellation. The place, again, is fairly heavy with acrid smoke from the numerous candles that drip that awful melted wax. And the sound of crying and wailing fills the air. It's an altogether pleasant, beautiful place.
Alright, well, once Sean returns, I say maybe we should check out the other High Priest and see if they're in.
Well, I don't know that it would make a lot of difference, perhaps. Well, We're in the queue at the moment. Would it not make more sense to wait?
Well, we want to see. It's worth checking if the High Priestess is more willing to see us, or is more available to see us. If nothing else, it may somewhat corroborate. Yeah, actually, no. What did Sean do? That's. I don't know what you were talking about with that acolyte. So I don't know what that. Don't know what's going on.
No, you
Indeed.
do
That-
not.
That's why I said we'd go meet the other.
Is that acolyte still within sight?
Yeah, that he's a. Yep, he's around.
Wait, flag him down again.
Sure.
I'll go up to him and just say, how long do you think it will take before the High Priest will be able to talk to us? Should we stick around and wait, or should we
Go talk
or
to
should
him
we
already.
come back tomorrow or something?
I don't know where he is at the moment. He doesn't take his leave by any of us within here. We take our leave by him. So I'm not sure when he'll be back. As I mentioned, I think he is dealing with an issue currently to do with Ollery or other things that are happening on Pious Way, and is currently in deep discussions with a number of people, one of whom is also the High Priestess Bryna of the Religions of Submission across the way, and he will motion with his arm in the general direction of their temple.
So we're probably better off coming back at a future point.
I would assume so, yes.
Yep. Okay. We might come back tomorrow or something like that, and see if we can talk to you again.
Okay.
No worries. Thank you very much. I'll head back to the group and basically say we're not going to see him today, so we may as well attempt to see how we go with High Priestess across the ways, but from my understanding, that we probably won't get to see her either.
Okay. Interesting.
There seems to be something in the air.
Well, should we go see Ollery then, if we can't see the other priestess?
I think we should try the priestess first, or her church, and then go and see Kindly.
Sounds good to me.
Cool. Sure.
Okay. The other temple, so you bypass, there's lots of little shrines, etc., as I mentioned, and just about every single religion is in some way, shape or form represented along Pious Way. Every now and then you'll even see indication that there are symbols of the religions of madness, so they are even here. I mean, Sumberton and by extension the whole valley is right on the edge of the wilds, and the religions of madness have a little bit more in the way of acceptance here than they do in larger areas.
I'm sure she's okay with this.
Yeah, I mean, you're right on the borderlands of madness itself anyway, so, it's only natural that people who worship or, accept that kind of doctrine and philosophy would spring up here.
Well, we're gonna say you are what you worship.
Yep. Alright, so, where am I? If I open this up. Let me just save that. Okay, so the Temple of Submission is, or the Religions of Submission, and this is the Church of the Reflection. They name themselves as. They believe they're similar in some regards to the religions of sufferance. They believe that the gods are cruel, evil, and deliberate in their treatment of life. But the difference is that they don't think that the gods are testing everybody. They think that the gods are just jerks, and that what they try to do is make the most of the life that they have and eke their way through their existence until their finality approaches them.
Hopefully they'll be a bit more helpful.
Yeah. There is, not the wailing women, not the flagellating people, not the half-naked whipping on the steps. There is more of a quiet reflection here, which is indicated as well by the name of the church. It is muted. It is in its fairly drab greys and tones, etc. It doesn't have gaudy and horrific candles belching out noxious fumes, but it does have a number of reasonably well dressed, manicured and maintained clergymen and women. They wear a simple garb. We've just lost Craig again, I believe. They wear a simple garb and seem to be perpetually in a state of sorrow and acceptance of a pitiful life. As you approach, one of them will wander down the steps towards you. Adventurers, how are you?
Priestess? Good. Except not good. Suffering under the gods. As you can see, my friend here has been horribly scarred by some kind of brush with these undead, and I start describing the slug.
Slua.
Slua, that's it. The lures. Slewers. And how they pulled at your very soul, and how they kamikazed into Hypatia and seemed to pull her very essence from her. Also, the exploding tree and the light was terrible.
Understood. Very well.
Is it possible for us to see the High Priestess? Lashanara sent us here, hoping that we could have our needs seen to.
I believe it could be possible. You would have, of course, to make a tithing to the church.
Of course.
Then, if you would only be so gracious as to bless that bowl with some coin to help ease the plight of those others bound to this mortal coil, I will see what I can do. And she will stand off to the side and wait and watch.
Wow.
All right.
Does it seem believable that she will be able to do something?
I don't know.
Let's
She seems to be genuine in her sadness.
Sure. I will give her all the money that I have, which is
A button and
well,
2 pieces of lint.
not all the money I have, because I'm going to keep 8 gold because I need that. But I'll give her 5 platinum and 30 gold because that's what I'm carrying.
All right. She will smile. Please follow me. I believe that High Priestess Bryna has just recently finished a meeting and is probably a little bit inconvenienced at the moment, but I will put in a word for you.
Thank you very
And
much.
she'll lead you in. There is, again, quiet reflection and contemplation in here. A great deal of sadness seems to swell over you. The place is very melancholy, and inside the drabness of the place in its muted greys and dull tones is evidence everywhere. Very little in the way of religious paraphernalia to the gods. They do have it, but it's not in your face. It's more of a quiet, introspective honouring of them, more so to basically appease them in their horrificness. She will go off, leave you to sit, motioning for you to sit at a pew near the front. There aren't that many people in here, and most of the clergy that are will quietly and politely bid you hello and good day, and move around you and be as unobtrusive as possible, noting that you are currently already with one of their members. The pews in here are hard stone, look uncomfortable, horrible, but they are what they are. And she did motion for you to sit down, and she again stands off to the side, waits and watches.
Okay. I guess we chill here. In the meantime, I guess I'm reading my spell book while I wait.
Your big spell book?
I would prefer not to read the big spell book, but
It wants you to read it.
you know, if I can make the will save to not read it, then I'll read the other spell book. But
Sure, go for it.
otherwise-
Read me, read me, read me, read me. Read me, read me, read me, read me. Read me.
No.
Excellent.
So I guess I'm reading Dole.
The cleric that was paying you attention seems to be slightly horrified that you pulled out such a blasphemous object within the church, but
No problem.
she will wander off anyway. A few moments later, we lose Craig again. He was horrified as well by the whole situation. It's just like, you know what? You're pulling out that blasphemous book. I'm done.
It's just
I'm gone.
Minerva goes to get out candy, instead pulls out a crack pipe. Starts just sorting it out.
And she
Goblins
strikes the
are-
match. She strikes the match on some toddler's face.
Yeah, that's it. I got the shakes. Okay, start scratching.
All right.
Dear.
All right.
Well, I guess when she arrives, I probably realize what I'm doing. I'm like, as you can see, I've got a bit of a problem here.
Ah, yes. Yes. That book, it talks to me. I hear its words. Do you hear its
can?
words?
Yes, unfortunately.
It is tainted. Horribly so.
Pretends to be my friend. But
I'm sure
not
it is
so
your
sure.
friend, in a way.
Is
Is that what you're here for? And when I say it is your friend, it is your friend as much as the gods are our friends.
Mm.
Uh,
Amen to that.
We're here for two things. My poor friend here has been horribly scarred by some kind of soul corrupting magic, and this book, it plagues me at night with terrible visions and the throwing up of the blood, and doesn't make me feel good. And also, I can't seem to control my impulses around it. I don't always want to look, but I find myself doing so.
Understandable. The book has a hold on you.
Yeah, and I don't like that. I should be beholden to nobody.
Perhaps.
Except maybe the 8. Maybe, but probably not even they.
So, your friend has been horribly scarred, and you are being consumed.
That's right.
That's the short and sweet of it.
I see. And you wish our assistance in alleviating these problems.
Yes, Lashanara believed that you would be able to help.
Of course Lashanara would believe that. Lashanara is always quick to point the finger elsewhere, but, you know, it is what it is, and we will help where we can. Very well. I believe you are the most dire. That book, it is your friend to a point. As I said, as much as the gods are our friends, the book will consume you from the inside out, and it will replace itself in your heart, and you will have none. And you will have no mind, and you will have no soul. Where did you get such a book? And you'll notice that she's waving her hand away to get all the rest of the acolytes and clerics to clear the space. And out of your periphery, and anyone who actually decides to have a look, they will start clearing the entire, well, what congregation there is within the temple out, leaving only yourselves and the High Priestess in here, and Craig in spirit. Yes.
We recovered it from the salt mines outside.
Finally.
Yay. Well, the High Priestess is seeing us.
So, you found it from salt mines. I do not know of any such place.
We were chasing down an ogre to help out Lashanara.
An ogre, you said.
An evil spellcaster.
Oh, I know about ogres. I
But
know.
we don't, because it absolutely whooped us.
Yes.
But I did
No.
manage to steal this from it,
Steal?
which may have been a mistake.
Steal or let go?
Stupid. Yeah, I don't know anymore. I thought it was us getting away with it, but
It has the reek of an ogre upon it. It could be a conduit.
You mentioned that.
I mean, if there was a way to burn the book that burnt him, that'd be pretty great.
If I burn the book, I'm more likely to burn you.
Well, if it doesn't kill me, I'm actually
What
okay
doesn't
with
kill
that.
you makes you stronger.
It probably doesn't, but still.
I will tell
really
you
like
what.
this book.
She will move forward and she'll reach out a hand. You can hear Gothta starting to get a little bit anxious, and he's telling you to put him away or to strike down the cleric. What are you thinking?
No, I fight against the urge to put the book away.
Make another will save. Make another save her spells, I should say. Impose your will upon the book. It's full of porn.
You gotta succeed at some point, right?
Do I? I
Hell,
think you'll find the answer to that is no, I
Pro-
don't.
probability says yes, but
Sure. Let's see what its probability says today.
That's 8 in a row, so
okay.
Wow.
he says not today.
I'm gonna try and restrain him. Restrain Minerva.
I'm going to help with the restraining thing.
You're being attacked, Minerva, within a horrible place of holy vengeance and wrath.
come on.
Gothta is like, nah, this shit don't fly.
Oh, he didn't help me last time I was in a fight. Jerk.
As
I
she
make
realizes you're
sense,
struggling,
or
and
do you just beat me down because there's like 4 of them?
they'll probably beat you down. But as she realizes that you're struggling and the internal fight within you seems to be wavering and you seem to be giving in, she retrieves her hand. She basically doesn't extend it anymore, and she'll step back a little bit from you. I see. The hold upon you is quite strong. Very well.
Yes.
I do not have anything that I can help you with currently.
Oh,
I can meditate on it, and I can possibly help you in the morning.
in the morning?
In the
I
morning.
will return first thing in the morning, if that is okay.
But if I do this thing for you, you must do a thing for me.
What kind of thing? I wouldn't trade one book for another.
Oh,
Not that sort of-
I don't want you to do something such as that. No, I will ponder that as well.
Excellent.
The blessings of the 8 are painful, and their touch, by which we gain our powers, is maddening, as I'm sure some of your friends would attest. Her eyes glance over Hypatia, and she seems to furrow her brow, almost as though she's reading something from Hypatia, something like in her eyes.
I sort of taken it back a little. Clumsily try to hide it.
But there are those among us who fight it nobly, as they do, and she will then glance at Sean and Cuculain, and some of us who give in. But the touch of gods is always detrimental to our mortal souls. So therefore nothing given is free, and I will expect some form of payment, either a thing or a task, if I succeed.
Sure.
I'm happy to pay for things. I just won't go against my nature.
I would never ask you to go against your nature. That is against the entire ethos that we hold dear.
Perfect.
I'll have a book going up for sale in a bit.
I will see you in the morning then, after I ponder it. Next, though, is yourself, and she will look at Hypatia.
Hello.
So, you are blighted as well, but not of the same manner.
No, my blight is certainly of a less destructive nature than my comrade Minerva.
You have suffered Larola's malaise as a child, have you not?
Yes, I remember the. I remember my insides burning, burning from the inside.
As does Craig's internet.
Hmm.
I see. And that is not what you are here for. You have suffered recently at the hands of the undead.
I suffered recently at the hands of the machine spirits.
Ah, they are horrible. Very well. We might be able to assist you, but I don't know exactly how well. You seem to be diminished somewhat. So, again, nothing for nothing. Are you prepared to pay a price?
Well, if it's a price of price of doing a task for you or an item, I think that is entirely acceptable.
Very
Are you
good.
suggesting there's another price I would pay?
No, a price is a price. And I'm not going to ask you to do anything, as I mentioned to your friend, which is against your nature, because that is against the ethos that we hold dear. Our dogma is such that we reflect upon our personal choices and we accept them and we move forward and we understand how we live and reside within the world and under the gaze, wrathful that it is, of the gods.
Well, well, I will not. Well, I would happily pay such a price because it is a small price to pay, um, compared to compared to the wrath of the gods. Really.
She will then move with sudden and startling alacrity, grabbing her holy symbol from around her throat, and she pushes it into your forehead. It burns horribly, and she will start to mumble something. Um, you can understand that she is casting a spell. She is, Sean, she is using the divine language gifted of the gods, and she is basically just muttering a mantra of healing over and over again.
Well, I for one will grimace and bear it.
It burns. It horribly burns. At the end of it, though, you feel a smarting, searing pain in the middle of your forehead, but your charisma has returned to normal.
Yay! I gingerly touched where the symbol was.
There is no mark upon you. There is no injury that has been done to you. Merely, I drew out the spirits that were fighting within you. I will release them to the void later on. I will think about what it is that I wish you to do as well, and I will mention it to you if you return tomorrow morning with your friend.
I certainly will. Thank you, High Priestess.
I am tired now, and I need to meditate to prepare to assist your friend. If you would please leave, I will see you tomorrow.
Excellent.
Of course. She'll do a short bow.
Thank you for your assistance.
Let's do
Of
some shopping.
course. Alright, back to Siobhan. What's your plan, Siobhan? You were going to have a look in that. Are you still with us?
Yeah, yep.
You're not in Roll20 though.
Oh. Am I? I should be.
Oh, there you are. You weren't a second ago.
Back.
It could have just been, slow in refreshing. Alright, you said you wanted to go off somewhere and have a look in the bag, did you?
Yeah, somewhere private so that I can have a look in the bag.
Okay. There seems to be two things in the bag. One is a small phial of crystal. It seems to have a beeswax stopper and a ribbon around it. It's got a slightly kind of glowy, kind of ambery liquid within. The other thing is a coin. Heavy, seems to be twice as big as a normal coin. It has some strange markings upon it. A coin you haven't seen before, but you do recognise that the markings are of elven design. And it is a coin that appears to be of platinum, but set into it is a single gemstone in the middle.
Hmm. Have I ever seen any of these? Like, do I know what these might be for?
You have no idea.
So I should probably go back to Varen then.
Baron, if you want to go back to him, you can do so.
Yeah, I'll head
What?
back to
Alright,
back to Varen. Yeah.
alright. So, when you go to find Varen, he is not to be found. He is obviously off doing something else. And you will see one of the agents or the men that he was with previously, who will nod politely but curtly in your direction.
Okay. I'll nod back to him, and I guess I'll go back to see if I can find the rest of the party.
Okay, well you know where the majority of them were heading. They were going down to Pious Way, which is not that far from where you are, just across the bridge and down past the Sly Wink. And one of the others was heading to, so Lenza was heading to the strange alchemist, Raysan, who is up north of you. Where are you going to head? You know that their mercenary Thadir, the dwarf, was heading to the Sly Wink as well, which is in the direction of Pious Way.
Well, I guess I'll head back to the Sly Wink.
Sure. Where were you going to head, Lenza?
Probably the same place. Yeah, like that's the usual meetup spot. So.
And those of you at the Pious Way, were you intending to go anywhere else?
Do we want to make?
I mean, you guys should probably meet up with the party, or we could just all split up and go shopping.
Seeing
getting-
kindly Ollery.
It's getting late in the day.
Oh, too late to shop?
You could probably get one or two things or start looking. What is it you're interested in shopping for? I had a quick look at your shopping list before, your shopping wish list.
There's something else that I think I whispered you at some stage that I have to get made.
Let's have a look.
And also I'd like to
You
find...
whispered something to me?
It's actually a message that I sent you on Facebook.
Oh,
but,
God, I don't have that open.
It was ages ago. It was after last session. It was just about making the staff for the quarter staff out of the branch.
That, yes.
And the other thing that I'd really like to find is like a musician to make me a chest backpack, like a musician's backpack. So it'd be like a chest in that it'd be like hard-bound copper or brass, would probably be better, like brass supports inside like a very thin wood chest, effectively, so that I can put Arcane Lock on my backpack.
Okay.
But it'd be like a musician's case, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So, but it'd be a backpack. Does that make sense?
You basically you just want to get a small wooden chest that you can strap to your back.
Yeah, but a musician's one, so it's like really light.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be as durable as like a heavy oak chest or anything like that. It just needs to be...
What are you intending on putting in there?
My spell books and probably the party's money.
So the spellbooks
How long I'm back for this time?
The spellbooks are sizable. Even your regular spellbooks are sizable. They are hefty tomes.
Oh, I didn't mean doll. I just meant my spell book. not all the spell books. Sorry,
Okay.
my spell book in particular.
Dol
But-
is the helper. You mean Gothta.
Gothta, sorry, yes, that's who I mean.
Yep.
I don't want to be able to fit
You
him
could try
inside of
putting
the
Dol in a backpack.
You just got to cut him up fine enough.
He's Kruber now. He can handle it.
Yeah, exactly.
You can probably stick them back together for all we know.
But yeah, and money basically, money stuff. Because anything that I put in there, it won't be able to be stolen. Really,
Sure.
that's the plan.
Well,
And
you're going
I
to need
can-
to find. You probably need to find a carpenter to make that. A musician probably won't be able to make it. They would probably get that made for them.
Oh,
so,
that's what I mean. Like a place that makes
Sure.
boxes or
All right.
musicians. Not a musician. Sorry.
Yep, that's right. We'll say that you can spend the afternoon tracking down information as to where you might be able to get that, and that would be enough. So you could find someone you believe would be able to do it for you, but you don't have time to actually talk to them. It'll take you a bit of time to track that kind of. That's fairly, unique.
Fair enough.
And most of the traders and craftsmen, etc., will start shutting up shop as soon as the first shadows begin to draw along across the valley.
Excellent.
All right, if you wish, did you say you want to go see Kindly Ollery, Sean?
Do I know him from? Like, I imagine I would have known him at some point, or stopped in at some point in my backstory.
You weren't from the valley originally, were you?
No, I wasn't, but
But
I would
will
have come to town. It would have been one of the first places I went, I would imagine.
possibly. But you would have gone there when you've been training, and you may have chatted to him. He's a fairly kindly old man. He's been around a long way. He's up and down the Pious Way, having a bit of a yak and a yarn to everybody. It stands to reason that you would have seen him, especially if you have the same faith as him.
I guess what I'm getting at is, would I notice if there was something different about him after talking to him for a bit?
Maybe you'd have to sit down with him for a bit, and you can do so if you wish. It's getting evening. He will have finished doing his wandering of Pious Way, and he finished doing his street preaching, and he's probably about to break bread. He will offer for you to sit down with him and break bread with him.
Why not?
Sure.
I'll have dinner with him and just shoot the breeze and
Okay.
generally catch up.
The rest of you then can return to the Sly Wink if that is your intention, and leaving Sean to have discussions and break bread with Kindly Ollery. Is that the plan?
Can
Um,
Coupland go with you, Sean?
I don't see why not, if he
Okay.
wants to.
Then
As long as Kindly Ollery doesn't have an issue with it.
Kindly Ollery will not mind at all. In fact, he is only too happy to have more sitting at his table, especially a bright young man such as Cuchulainn, who is only a whippersnapper. And, Kindly Ollery being
New to the faith.
an older cleric will think that's fantastic.
I might go go shopping so we can find some armor for Aaron.
Okay, so there's a few armor places. As I said, it's getting late, so you might not have much hope. There was a few armor places in here. The best one was... where was it?
Is it Dark's Arms? What's
No,
another one?
he's the weaponsmith.
He's a
Oh,
weaponsmith.
that's right. Yes.
It's
Justice.
So Justice Street Arms and Armor, number 21, which isn't too far away from the Sly Wink. It's just up the road. So there's this...
That's convenient.
Yeah, and there's a Sly Wink just there. Alright. So they specialise in heavy armour and weapons. So you can get weapons there as well. They tend to be more less crafty and more mass-produced, but that's fine. The armour that they seem to specialise in is of medium or heavier. They don't have much in the way of anything else other than a few arming coats, etc., to go underneath your suits. So you're thinking of getting something fitted out for Aaron the Moran?
Yep.
maybe some heavy armor.
Well, I'm thinking medium armor because I don't think he's that strong. Well, he's not that strong, so he won't be able to carry that much otherwise.
Well, he's
He's
a
okay.
fighter. Heavy armor's the same as medium armor.
For a regular
Wait.
person. And the other thing is as well that his strength is what, 13, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he's got a carrying capacity of 11 encumbrance. So I mean, it's
And
up
he's a
to
fighter, so it gets -1.
for his
Group's
armor.
arm.
So if you were to give him heavy armor, which is normally an encumbrance of 2, that would only be an encumbrance of 1. It's up to you what you want to spend on a retainer, though. A heavy armor would cost you 400 gold,
Well, we're definitely breaking one of those credit notes, that's for sure.
and you could get something like a suit of plate and mail or some banded plate here for them. They would have to like make it, but you know, they've got a lot of bits and pieces on hand. They could take some measurements and start getting to work to bang something out in a couple days.
Alright, well,
Or you could go for something like a medium armor, like a mail hauberk or a scale haubergeon, something like that. Corselet armor, which you could probably get in like by midday tomorrow.
okay.
So your medium armor is going to set you back 100 gold.
And heavy is 400. I'm looking at the thing now. So how long did it take for? Could it take for the heavy armor?
They reckon maybe about 4 days they could have something ready for him. So they have to take the bits and pieces that they've got, and again, they've got a number of people here who seem to work pretty tirelessly, but they have a lot of work on,
Yep.
and it takes a little bit of time. So they have prefabbed pieces that they just basically need to bang out into shape to fit him appropriately. Or you could just buy a suit and just chuck it on him and see how he goes and hope he doesn't chafe too much in the tender spots.
I'm harsh, but I'm not that harsh.
We're probably going to be in town for a little bit, so there's no like
Also
big
remember
if you want to wait.
Yeah. Also remember that both Sean and Kook Lane also want to get heavy armor. So
I've changed my mind.
aren't you going to get heavy?
Nah,
You're just going to stick with your medium armor.
gonna live on the edge, mate.
Okay. Kook Lane wants heavy armor as well.
Alright. Well, that's good. It means we've got time. So I guess I'll.
I have +1 light medium armor, which is only 1 extra AC point, but that's also 1 extra encumbrance.
So what is
Okay.
it? What is it you're planning on doing? 'Cause if you want, they can get some measurements and they can start working on it tomorrow. And
Yeah. I'll commission some heavy armor. So let's go with, I don't know, half plate. That'll do.
sure, they can start working on some half plate for Aaron the Moron, who is going to be incredibly well smicked out.
Yep.
Alright, so you can set that. They'll take a down payment of 100 gold for that though.
Cool. Will they accept that letter of credit we have?
They will be able to do that. They will break the letter of credit, and they will give you,
How much credit we've got?
5 grand.
5,000. Okay, geez, all right.
Yep.
You might as well pay for the entire thing up front if you're going to do that.
Yeah, they're happy to do that. If you want to pay for it up front, they'll even give you a discount.
Might as well.
You can get it for 380.
Sweet
Nice.
as.
Cool.
So, copy me.
Alright, so yeah, they'll break that letter of credit and they'll give you another one back. Alright, so otherwise, Sean and Kukulane will break bread and have dinner and shoot the breeze with Kylie Ollery. You'll do that. Minerva finds her chest maker, or finds information on the chest maker, and then the rest of you can all arrive back at the Sly Wing. It's a fairly bustling evening that night.
Lovely.
Cool. I will get myself a new continual light. Bing, bing, bing.
Alright, so what's your plan? You can all coalesce as a single amorphous blob.
Excellent. Well, I want to show off, demonstrate what I got from
Wrestle.
from the alchemist. I'll say, yeah, like, again, it didn't cost me too much. I mean, in some sense. But it seems like it'd be a great thing to point at something very big and very scary.
So it looks like it's got a polearm with some funny spearhead. Is that like looks like a crossbow trigger in the middle? What's going on there?
Apparently, it's a miniaturized bombard cannon, which triggers when I demonstrate like when you pull the string here, and will apparently mess up anything that's just generally in the front of wherever you point it. It seems like it could be very useful in an oh fuck situation.
That would have been handy against that Titan.
Hmm.
A bunch of smaller enemies. Oh, my favorite.
Are we back from the dinner with the?
Nope, not yet.
Oh, okay, sorry. I will be quiet then.
As you are talking, together, and you're looking at this thing, there's a small group kind of around you because, as I said, it's a fairly busy night tonight, and this is an adventurer's inn. People seem to be curious as to the artifact that you have returned from the alchemist with, and people see you carrying it around. It looks kind of weird, etc. A small little head will pop up, almost kind of just materialize in your midst, and you recognize Willebrod is there. Hello.
Oh, great to see you.
How are we today, my friends?
Well, let's just say it was a lot better. Let's just say I think a lot better than it was before.
Still, so much better than others.
I actually feel happy enough to buy you a drink.
Oh, I was going to buy you all a drink, but if you wish to buy for me, I never turn down a free drink, especially from friends. But
the next round is on you.
Well, you know what? I never turn one down, but I'm going to do it tonight because I have been thinking a lot lately, and I've been spending a little bit of time with that knight guy. What's his name? Etienne. Lovely guy. And he's made me start to see some of the errors of my ways. And I think that I owe you all an apology when I accidentally gave your names to Lachenau. I didn't know how critical that was all going to be. I was just he was just after information on something, and I was like, oh yeah, these people do it. I'm going to buy you all a drink, and I'm going to spare no expense. Best on the house.
Well, top shelf ale for me because I feel it is a good. I feel it's a good day to celebrate some victories.
I mean, we're still alive, which was not looking likely not too long ago.
Yes, and I won't say I feel whole again, but I feel normally whole.
That's I want to erase some of the misunderstandings we've had in the past. I know there's been a few, but we need to start looking forward. Those who continually look in the past will never have a future. That's what Etienne told me, and I believe it. So I'm going to buy you a drink, and I'm going to, by doing this, stop looking in the past and start looking forward. Oh, by the way, I heard you had a marvelous issue. You had a marvelous victory against some monstrous creature, but unfortunately there was an issue when you were bringing it in.
Yeah.
I don't see him among your number here, and he will plop an empty coin purse on the table that you recognise seems to be Sean's. I got this from a young scallywag. Unfortunately, the coins were gone. But you can let your friend know when he returns, wherever he is, that I gave the scallywag a clip behind the ears for taking from my friends, and he's promised me that it won't happen again. Your purses are off limits.
All right. Well, that's good. I'm glad. I'm glad your connections have come in handy. And honestly, if you didn't hear about us with that Titan head, well, obviously you'd probably be in a coma or something.
Ah, yes. And in fact, I'm going to buy everybody here in the bar a drink because my good friends the Titan Slayers are here, and a cheer will go up, and it'll be championed by Willebrod, who will get the crowd into a bit of a rousing ruckus and start going, Titan Slayers, Titan Slayers. And then he'll wander up to the bar and top shelf ale for everyone, and he'll scatter some coins across the bar. And then he'll return, big smile on his face.
Can I just go check those coins? Just want to know if they look similar to coins that Sean previously had.
Oh, thanks.
They're coins. I don't think there's that much distinct. Like,
Well,
No, Min loves coins a fair amount.
You'll see that Sean's teeth indentations in them.
Do they have universal currency here? Or do dwarves use different coins to other people?
So the elves tend to use different, as you have been told before. The elven gold is worth, not much. It's not worth more. It's just it opens more doors. But you can't go and check those, because no sooner have they scattered across the counter than the barkeepers scooped them up and slotted them into his own coin purse, basically. Or in behind the bar, and he starts pouring ale, and there's a general ruckus, and people are crowding around the bar anyway. As soon as Willebrod has offered to buy everyone top shelf ale and then scattered the coins, people have gravitated naturally in that direction to get their fair share.
Well,
Willebrod's got a mighty smile on his face as he wanders back over.
Well, at least we're getting around on him.
Sure. I mean, we could sell him to someone. Very well.
You weren't there.
How do you lot know Willebrod?
What was that, sorry?
How do you lot know Willebrod?
Well, we've
had dealings.
We've met now and then.
Rocky, as he has said, a bit rocky sometimes, but again, most of the times, mutual benefit has come out on top.
Yeah, we're cool now.
I don't think we've ever met you. My name's Minerva.
Indeed, so.
He's talking to you, Siobhan.
Oh, sorry, what was it? Sorry.
I was just saying, have we met, Now that we're back in town and it's a bit safer, maybe you can tell us a bit more about yourself.
Sorry,
Dude,
you
what was happening here about now?
You were really soft. I could barely hear you.
Oh, okay. I was just saying, now that we're safe back at town, maybe you could tell us some more about yourself.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it took heaps for me to hear what you were saying. I work for Lord Barris. I do odd jobs and do some work keeping track of things for him.
Odd jobs like Titan fighting?
That was not part of the job description.
Okay, that's good to know.
I was actually keeping track of some mercenaries that have turned up, and the Titan just happened to stroll by.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
how
gonna
that goes.
That's got some seriously bad luck.
It
Do I
was
know about that?
worse luck for my companions, let me tell you.
Yes, maybe they rest in peace. Yes.
Yes.
Well, in some ways, we've been lucky not to suffer the state better.
Not being digested anymore.
No.
Alright, I guess we tell Willebrod about our journeys.
Willebrod's been listening intently. Ales have turned up. The barkeep has sent one of the barmaids over, and she has a tray full of mugs and a couple big pitchers, which she'll put on the table, and then she'll slide across a glass of wine to Lenza, knowing full well, since you guys have been here quite a lot, that Lenza does not drink ale.
I thank her.
She nods and will return. So again, the place is fairly rambunctious, especially now that they're getting free ale. And Willibrod will listen intently as you tell him of your tales. Ah, yes, you know.
Sorry, just before we go on, how much are we telling him? What are we? How much do we want to tell? Because that sounds
Yeah, how much are you telling him?
like we should be telling him about like the whole meetup with what's her name? Hold on.
Cendria. Yeah.
You are discussing this in front of him, what you're going to tell him. So you can choose someone who is just going to, because Minerva said she was going to tell him. Do you want to take the lead and tell, let's say, what you're explaining or what you're avoiding, or Minerva?
Oh, yes. I just
Yeah, how much?
just
How much are you telling?
Oh, I'm just talking about our encounter with the Titan,
Okay, that's fine.
basically, taking down the Titan, and yeah, some funny stories. I imagine, as the crack addict that I am, I start rambling about, this new friend of mine who's actually not a friend at all, and it's terrible, and I'm conflicted. Whoa. And then I probably meander off because I can't help myself and use the spell that I already memorized, Scribe, to put yet another spell in my spell book. Because I have a problem.
Yeah, you do.
And I'd like to try and resist. Can I
Yeah,
make a
sure.
resist?
Go for it.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to cut back, but it's really hard.
Oh dear.
And how
I'm going to add something cool.
Wow.
Let me find something. And then see if it doesn't kill me. Actually, I'll
Right.
make this spell save. It'll be 4th level, whatever I pick.
Fireball.
just tell me what it is.
I will do. I'm just making the save for it. So there we go.
Nah,
What do I roll?
you rolled a 2.
Well,
Awesome. That's gonna hurt.
at least it wasn't a 1.
Bam! Ah! I get knocked unconscious.
Wait, really?
Yeah, but it's fine. It still works. I just get knocked unconscious, and I have taken a bunch of damage. Good times.
Do you fall unconscious somewhere where we see you, or are you just like?
Oh, I'll be upstairs in the room.
What was the spell you? What was the spell you decided to scribe?
I don't know. A 4th level spell of some description.
Well,
Probably just try to figure what that is.
tell me so I can write it down.
Will do.
Okay, Willibrod is going to continue keeping everybody pretty hyped up about the Titan Slayers and how well you guys slew such a vicious and horrible creature. Sean, you can return back. There seems to be a party going on, and you weren't invited. What's going on? You see your friends drinking heartily with their best mate Willibrod.
Playing with me.
Welcome back.
Sure, just in time. Well, actually, no, you're not. But hey, it's good to see you.
Oh, I'm assuming Willibrod came with me. Sorry, Kirkalane.
Kukulane is with you, yes. You didn't seem to
Kukulane?
find anything untoward about Kindly Ollery.
So he seemed reasonable. Okay, that's fine. What a miss!
The fucking white-tailed spider that almost just crawled on top of me. That's what it is.
What?
What about?
You have a good day, Craig.
Craig
I'm
just...
just here on the floor, and I turn around, and there's a fucking white-tailed spider sitting like half a foot away from me.
Let's
It's only a white tail. It's not like it's funnel web.
You guys know that when you guys roleplayed over at my other house, I was doing XP after you guys left one time. Male funnelweb walked within a metre of me.
Oh, nice.
Way more concerning.
I was in the garage. Remember the garage, Craig? I was downstairs doing XP and just saw it just out the corner of my eye. And then I just watched it as it went underneath the couch as I lifted my feet. And then after it was gone, I just decided, I've had enough doing XP for the night. I will make haste and get out of here.
Probably a good decision.
Yeah.
Just within a meter of me, it's like doo 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 doo.
To be fair, like usually they're not that fussed of humans if you don't try to provoke them.
No, I think I heard him say, "I'm Kruber now" as he walked past. Anyway, yes, Kukulane has returned with Sean. There's a party going on. Everyone's going on about the mighty Titan Slayers and drinking heartily, and there seems to be ale flowing everywhere. You notice that on the bench is a coin purse that looks similar to yours.
Yes, Woolabrod found it. Lucky him.
I noticed he's found the coin in it as well.
But
Well, there's a good chance he did. Like,
no, it wasn't me. I found the young ragamuffin who stole it, and I gave them a clip across the ears for it. As my good friend Sir Etienne has told me, we need to move forward and we need to look at the future. If we look at the past, we won't have a future, and I need to start undoing some of the bad things and the bad blood between us. We're friends. You're some of my truest friends in the whole of the valley, he'll say with a big smile on his face.
Glad to see that you're moving on to right your ways and becoming a more noble character.
Yeah, that's the hope. I mean, look, if I must be brutally and truthfully honest, the old ways are still so tempting, but with Sir Etienne's guidance and some of his fellows, the lovely Radney de Forchet, she is as wise as she is beautiful. She has helped me so much. So, yes, I have been talking with them and they've been helping me see the light. And I know that I need to ease and repair some of the transgressions that I have done upon my fellows and you, because I feel so bad for what happened. So anyway, yes.
I'll get to that.
Absolutely. Keep the drinks flowing. Plenty of coin to pay for it all. Oh.
Sean doesn't actually know what he did, does he? Because that happened before Sean was around.
No,
If
he's
you been around long enough to have witnessed some of our previous run-ins with the rod.
Doesn't seem too untoward.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Anyway, it's getting late. I must bid you all farewell. I have another appointment I must keep tonight. And I'll tell you what, barkeep, keep the drinks going for another hour, he'll say as he throws some more coins onto the counter. My best wishes, friends, and wherever that lovely half-elf has gone, please give her my best wishes as well. And then he'll wander out to some, celebratory slaps on the back and some high fives and raised glasses in his honour, and he'll just go, "Trolls, Titan Slayers, yeah!" And everyone will go, "Whoa!" And then he's gone, leaving you as the centre of attention momentarily before drinks become the centre of attention. And the Titan Slayers are celebrated but seem to be forgotten.
Yeah. Such is fame. Glug, 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 glug.
Just gonna head up to the room because I don't really feel like drinking.
Minerva is unconscious on the ground. Looks like she's been accosted.
I will check her and see how she's doing and heal her, since I probably have healing spells available.
Sure. You notice that there is a really big, mean-looking book nearby. Her hand's kind of slightly draped over it.
Thanks.
I know all about said mean-looking book.
Alright, you heal her. You're now conscious again, are you?
I won't wake
Did
up
this for the
for
scribe
an
spell?
hour, I don't think.
We'll say that you're coming to about now.
Excellent.
because you don't know how long you're out for.
Oh, it's only unconscious for an equal number of turns.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll say
that's
that it just happens to coincide with the healing, so Sean can feel good about himself.
Yes. Unconscious for 80 minutes. Okay, cool. Thank you for healing me. For 4. I mean, I'm still wounded, but you won't. Yeah. Yeah, that the wounds like are now mental and can't be healed by that. But thank you for trying.
Have you picked a spell?
Yes, I whispered it to you.
Oh, okay, let me have a look. Alright, cool. I shall copy that into my file of woe.
These are what the bad guys are gonna have. I can only hope. The horror. Excellent.
Cool. Alright. The night will start to wind down after a while. You are probably mostly drunk and quite happy. Is there anything that the rest of you are going to be trying to do during the evening?
Sure. I'll try and sit. I'll just do some sort of. I suppose I'll basically sit. I'll mingle with the other punters and see if anything in particular interesting has been going on since we were last here.
Okay, cool. Hang on. People sending me whispers. Right. Just saw that. Alright. Cool. Sorry, I didn't quite catch all of what you were saying. Sorry, Hypatia.
Okay. Yep. Basically, just catching up on the goss and happenings while we've been away.
Okay.
Particularly about has anything particularly about anything is anything interesting happened with the mercenary company?
Sure. So the
Can-
mercenary company that seems to be outside, because you guys weren't away for that long and you actually kind of moved through them, they were still out the front of Somerton and didn't seem to really be mobilising that much. It seemed to have settled into an almost passive siege of the city, but only a siege from one direction, not the band. They do have a sizable number of troops which would outnumber the garrison that is in Somerton, which is cause for concern. But, there does seem to be a little bit of coming and going for a select few within the city. They are given some freedom of passage within because at the moment they aren't an actively hostile force and there seems to be some kind of political gameplay going on. But you are vaguely familiar with some of the bits and pieces. One of the things though, if I find this guy, where is he? Alright, yep, okay. Kroll. So he is a dwarven adventurer slash mercenary, but seems to be a little bit of a pariah from Krokar if he ever went there. The rumours going around is that he is pretty much an unsavoury kind of guy, but had some bad run-ins with goblins, like most dwarves did in years past, and most of his immediate clan and family were killed, and it kind of drove him a little bit to despair, and he has spent most of his life hunting them down. You seem to think that with your expertise that in adventuring that he is probably, if you were to pick classes, a fighter thief. That's the kind of skill set that he is renowned for having. He uses them in a kind of a tunnel fighter slash pseudo monster hunter way. After about most of the night has passed, he seems to be again mostly melancholy and morose off in the corner, drinking and staying within his pint of top shelf ale, thanks to Willibrod's generosity. He will wander over in your direction, and he will just say, oh, I heard you were talking about those mercenaries.
I certainly was. Well met. We haven't met this guy before, have we?
Yes, you have once.
Okay. Is it Cole?
Call, yes. Yeah.
No. Please, take a seat.
So, I've heard a few things going on. People tend to just overlook me. They just think of me like a rat hunter, killing the ratty little goblins and stuff like that.
Well, the goblins, they definitely need killing. Someone's got to do it.
But people tend to overlook me and not pay me any heed. But I know a thing or two about what's going on with those mercenaries, and I think they're going to be moving out shortly. Apparently, word has it that they're going to go down south. They're going to bypass Somerton. The word seems to be coming from, Silvermont. I think that mining magnate, Quell, he's got his finger in the pie.
Yeah.
I think he's intending on sending him down into the wildlands.
Well, that's it's a bit of a death sentence, I hear.
Depends.
So you got to get out of that.
Well, there's a lot of elven settlements still down there. I've been in there a few times, ducking in and so on. Lots of goblin heads to be had down there, if you know what I mean. But lots of old elven settlements, and some of them are still in pretty good nick. The goblins have turned them into their own little cities, pretending to be all civilized and stuff. It's uncouth and unnatural, if you ask me. But I think the mercenaries are going to head down there. At least that's what I think seems to be going on. They're starting to collect a few more in the way of long-term provisions, and they'll be packing up shop in about a week, I reckon, and heading down south. That's just what I've heard anyway, just from between me and you and the bar stool here.
Oh, yeah. Say no more.
That does sound similar to what we have heard too. They seem to be after something that isn't the city.
Which I'm sure is a relief to inhabitants, but what are the goblins got that they want?
I think it's what the goblins have is what the elves had. Past tense, not present. I think there's something down there which they're going to make a play for. This Quell guy's going to make a play for, and he's using the mercenaries to basically put a cordon around the area, maybe take it by force, drive the goblins out so he can come in and take it or whatever it is. That's my understanding anyway. Anyway, I better head off. I might have said a bit too much, but I just thought, anyone that can take down a Titan deserves a little bit of a heads up, and I know that you've asked a few questions, so that's what I've heard. Good job on that Titan, by the way.
Thanks. Hey, slaying goblins. That's turn. What? Yeah, that's just as good as slaying a Titan once you kill enough of them.
Good job. Anyway, I'll be seeing you guys around.
Alright.
He'll doff his hat that he doesn't have, and he'll pick up his longsword, and he'll wander on out.
Nice.
Cool.
Alright.
So the rest of the night will pass uneventfully. You can all head off to catch some kip if you want, and wake up in the morn. It is pretty late when you had your conversation with Call.
That's probably a good time to turn in.
Mm-hmm.
There's not many around. It's like he almost picked his moment when it was getting pretty sparse, and the barkeep was looking at like getting everyone to turn in or getting everyone to piss off.
Oh, that's probably a good thing. He doesn't. I wouldn't want too many people paying attention either. Cool. Yeah. Well. So if nothing happens in the morning, I guess we have some sort of breakfast, some hangovers, and perhaps we shall head back to the High Priestess. Now we should probably fill in Lanza and Siobhan.
Alright, just let me just reply to a few whispers here.
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome. Nothing like some whispers.
There's a few of them.
Oh, yeah.
Alright.
Sure.
Not too dissonant.
Do you mind if I tag along with you? You've done some work for Lord Castellan before, and I'm currently between missions.
Not at all.
Good.
Sure. I mean, we seem to be working more or less for the same as to the same purpose, so why not? Happy to have you along.
Power.
Should I meet you here tomorrow, or is there somewhere that you're going that I can meet you?
If you catch us here early enough, we'll be here. Otherwise, we'll be. I don't know.
I mean, probably here.
We have business there.
Well, some of us will be getting fitted for armor later on as well. And
Dude, no, that'll be at. Well, certainly for my. Certainly for my. My retainer here. That'll be at the Justice Street Arms and Armor. You may be familiar with it.
actually, do you know a good silversmith in town? Like a jeweler? Specifically who works in silver?
Would I know that, Julian, or?
Hang on a second. I'm just responding to a whisper. Yeah, and as luck would have it, to Minerva.
Me? Whispering?
Yes. Alright, so. Let me put this in there. Alright, did you see that pop up on your screen, Minerva?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so. Okay, there's only 4 of them that you know of. More whispers coming back. Do you know of a silversmith? Is that what you're saying, Siobhan? Is that what you asked?
Yeah, that is what I asked. If she...
Yeah, well, he asked me if I knew of someone, and I
Basically, I
would
described
have known of someone.
that I'm looking for a silversmith to make an eye out of silver, pure silver.
I'm assuming I would know if there was someone like that in town.
A false silver eye.
What is the purpose of this?
It's always handy having an eye on you.
Who doesn't want to have a silver eye handy?
I'm a mage. I need these sort of things for my arcane workings.
Also, Lenza will be a bit tired in the morning. So yes, you believe that there is a silversmith of some regard that you could probably point Minerva towards. I'm just wondering if there's one on the list. I don't know if there was. There's some jewelers which could possibly do it, but you want an actual silversmith. So everyone's whispering to me.
Popular fellow.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're the young GM or something.
Yeah.
No.
Do you want to whisper to each other just so you know everyone else doesn't feel left out?
We did that once years ago when I was playing. We were all passing whispers around, except to one guy, and it wasn't intentional. And then we picked up on it, so we just started passing whispers to each other. It just said, "Don't tell John."
That was the whole whisper.
That was.
Show him this.
No, that was basically it.
I must say that I sometimes hand my players notes that say that. Don't tell anybody what this note says.
Yep.
It's fun.
All right. Yes, we'll just say that you can find a silversmith, and yeah, you can go there, and they're pretty reputable, pretty good quality work, and pretty speedy.
Going to the silversmith.
What was that? All I heard was going to silversmith.
Who is going to the silversmith?
Presumably just Minerva.
Yeah, just me. Oh, but I need to go to the temple first. I just wanted to.
So, are we going to the temple first?
Yes. Absolutely. I just wanted to know where one was. That's all.
Okay. Did you want to go and do your thing in the morning, Lenza, tired as you are?
Yep.
Alright. You head on out, and in the spot where you thought it was, all you find is a pile of stinky ash.
Interesting.
Make a actually, you know what? You'll have a bit of investigation. It's fine. You don't need to make any rolls. So you find a pile of stinky ash, but then you also seem to find what you believe is a leather is like a leather strap and a belt buckle, kind of mixed in with the ash.
So someone has been burnt or melted quite significantly.
Quite possibly, yes.
Interesting. Okay, that's somewhat concerning, but
And
I'll head back inside and let everyone else know what I've been up to.
Okay.
So I'll let the party know that I kind of stayed up last night because I highly suspected something was going to go down. Witherbrod was being a little too friendly and generous, and it may have been a ruse to make us either too drunk or too unaware to stop something from happening. Luckily, it seems that we weren't targeted directly, but I did hear a commotion outside, just from the alleyway beside the inn. And apparently some poor person got liquefied or burnt very, very, very harshly.
Immolated.
Mm.
That's rough.
Okay, that's pretty nasty. That's not something. Not something. I take it wasn't by mundane means.
Not as far as I can tell, no. Normal fire wouldn't, like, literally melt bones and everything else.
Melt
Yeah.
bones.
If it was that hot, we wouldn't hear about it. Well, we would have known about it.
What did you see out there?
Literally just a puddle, but it's basically a pile of stinking ash and some leftover,
clothing
sort of
accoutrements.
leather and yeah, exactly.
It completely turned the body to ash, but didn't affect clothing.
No.
Well,
I hear wild rumors of. I suppose.
Well,
what
it
you do-
didn't vaporize the clothing.
it didn't affect like leather, I think was the main thing.
There was a strap of leather and a metal belt buckle. So it's not like there was clothing left behind. There was like a bit of clothing, a tiny bit.
Yeah, that's good. Because bones don't melt. If they had it melted, that would have been freaky.
I mean, there's no bones left either.
No.
Yeah, they burn though. They sort of dissolve, disintegrate. Man. Not that I've burnt some people alive.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Not
It was-
today, anyway.
If it's hot enough to burn the bones, there wouldn't be much left of the belt. That's all. At any rate,
Regardless, I do recommend we talk to what's her name, Sir Etienne, about Willebrod at some point, just to see how
If he's legit.
how
Along the straight
how dedicated he is to this change of heart.
reasonable plan. I wasn't there, but from what I understand, Willebrod is not to be trusted.
Not at all, no. Regardless of
Change of heart.
yeah.
Indeed.
Shall we get Minerva sorted out?
Yes. Yes, that
'Cause
is a bit of a pressing issue.
That's a very pressing issue in my book.
Yes.
Not as much as hers. Bloody hell.
What's that? Huh.
See, internet just ordered.
That's right.
It's worse
Yep.
than mine is normally. Alright, so what is your plan? You're heading to the Temple of
Temple, yeah.
Submission?
Indeed, we'll see how much it's going to cost us.
There?
Okay,
Or just Minerva and Sean.
welcome back, Cotter. Are you back, Craig?
He dropped out. He's still out of Discord.
Okay. We got everyone else though? You're heading back to the temple? Is everyone going?
Lenza probably wouldn't bother.
You might send Kukleen off to get armor fitted. Sean, you're not doing that anymore, are you?
No, I don't think so.
Hypatia, would you take Kukleen to get armor fitted at the same people? You seem pretty good at negotiating the last suit.
Yeah, but I need to talk to the High Priestess.
Oh, you do too. Never mind. Yeah, we'll all go.
We can do that later.
Yep.
No, you might as well do it now. Like,
Well,
while
he's
you're
got
there.
to talk to the priest though.
Yeah, we'll talk to the priest first. That's high priority. I mean, if we're going to be here for a few days anyway, it's a couple hours that shouldn't make too much of a difference.
Okay.
Oh, I'm back
Welcome back, Cotter.
Again,
again.
Alright, so Lenza is not going.
Yes.
What is Lenza doing then?
Well, I think I need a resupply with a few things would be what I'm doing today.
Sure.
Go shopping and see what I can find.
Alright, so Hypatia and Minerva are going back to the priestess. What is Sean and Siobhan doing?
To see the High Priestess as well, because
Might as well
he's
go. If everyone else is going, might as well go.
Okay.
no, well, everyone else isn't going, but
New Kruber's not going.
well, he's somewhat indisposed.
so Lenta was just going shopping.
Pretty much. I'm gonna need to get some more arrows from them. Is the main thing that I need, and I'm sure there'll be other that I can find.
Alright, if you just want to buy some normal things, etc., then feel free to purchase them at the cost as per standard.
Yep, no worries. I'll have a look and see what I want.
Cool. The rest of
Also
you can...
I'm assuming there'll be enough time after going and seeing the High Priestess that we'll be able to do that on our way back to the thing anyway, so...
I mean, I doubt it'll take all day, so yeah.
Yeah.
Look, Lenza needs to get special stuff that only Lenza knows about. Okay. You know, poisons that kill Lashinara.
More importantly, as I don't really feel the need to go to the religious area of town.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
So the rest of you... So Lenza will go out on her shopping expedition, looking for shoes.
Yep.
And the rest of you can start heading down Pious Way to the Temple of Submission, specifically the Church of Reflection. On the way, you run into a friend.
Uh-oh.
What?
No.
He's wandering up towards the Sly Wink, and he sees you. I'm Kruber
Kruber.
now.
Kruber, how's it been, man?
Kruber now. Yeah.
Where were you last night? There was heaps of free alcohol.
Oh, for God's sake.
no.
Really?
Need drink. Come drink.
Okay. We're too busy to drink. You just stay in the inn for us.
Oh, no. I have some already. And he will show you he's got a tankard. It seems to be empty. And he'll drink from it heartily.
Oh my goodness, he's the best actor ever. Jack Tor.
Oh dear.
This is.
I'm Kruber now.
Wow. Yep.
I'm Siobhan now.
Awesome. I'll let you guys deal with that. Have fun.
Yeah.
it's like he's really struggling to get words out. He sometimes will break into the language that he seems more fluent and far more comfortable with, and then he seems to like scrunch his face up and just struggle really intently to try and speak in a language that, you know, he's speaking Central, so, or we'll say he's speaking Trade Talk. He's speaking a language that you can understand. Got out, because I'm Kruber now.
Do you got out by yourself?
Yeah, Kruber.
You didn't kill anyone on the way?
Yeah, fought out. Strong. And he'll kind of like indicate that he's strong by doing an arm curl.
Hmm.
Interesting. Well, we'll have to see how strong you are in a while. Meanwhile, come with us since
We're
you're
gonna take
Kruber
him to
now.
the temple?
And
Seriously?
he'll smile.
Oh, no,
Let's
no,
send
we're
him with Lenza.
yeah, we probably should, huh?
Maybe some other people.
I would let it live in Warrentainer, but that seems a recipe for absolute disaster.
Oh.
Personally,
Well, whatever. I don't feel like dealing with him. He was in a cell. I'm done with this guy. I'm just going to keep on going to the temple.
But he's your friend. He's Kruber.
Yeah.
Well,
Alright, you can head to the temple if you wish. He will follow.
we're heading to the temple. We'll ask him to stay outside with Aaron.
Yeah, guard.
Actually, won't go wrong.
Guard here, Kruber.
Yep.
Ah, yeah. Guard. Kruber. And he
Mhm.
will nod and smile. And he will stand guard. And then he'll put his arm around Aaron's shoulder. And then he'll point to himself. I'm Kruber now.
Aaron says, Kruber. Kruber? Kruber.
Oh,
Ah.
no.
And he'll
End
go,
up with 2 Krubers now.
Beautiful.
Aaron has an intelligence of 3. He can't even speak properly.
Oh.
Alright, the
Yep.
rest of you can enter into the church. And you will once again see the priestess.
Excellent.
She
Thank
has
you.
She has a few assistants with her. You came back. Excellent.
Yeah.
Alright. Before I begin, I will
Mhm.
mention what it is that I wish you to do. I wish you to welcome back Craig to the land of the living
No, he just disconnected again.
when he returns. I'm lost. He's up and down so often.
Yeah, I don't know. Where's
It's fine. Someone's probably peeing in the copper pit or something. Who knows?
Then we should discuss in private what it is that I wish you to undertake.
Excellent. Are you talking to Hypatia or me?
You both.
Oh,
And
excellent.
if you wish to involve your others with you, they can certainly hear the request. I don't mind, as long as the task gets done. I'm going to ask of you to do a thing.
Okay.
Very well.
Can we get rid of this book first? It's just weighing heavily on my mind.
No, I'm going to ask you of the thing first. You will need to
Okay.
accept it, and then I will get rid of... Because it might not be a
Sounds good.
thing that you wish to do.
Oh. Okay.
All right. Well, let us talk let us talk of this in a better place.
Sure. Better
Come-
place than the church.
Come through to a room out the back. We'll sit down. We have privacy there.
Or just those two?
No, you can all go if you wish. She did say that.
For us to go, Minerva and Hypatia?
Yeah, sure. I'm okay with
You're the
that.
ones paying the price, so it's your discretion.
You guys should probably have some idea what you're in for.
Yeah, come along. Party inputs welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Family. Not new Krubers input though. Not
Yep.
family.
But he's Kruber now. Alright. If you go with her, she'll sit you down. I've thought about this for a while as I pondered what it would take to relieve you of the punishment that you are suffering from this book. So, I came up with something that I think is acceptable to me and to our church, and hopefully amenable to you. In the Black Reach Mountains to the north of the valley is a small hut somewhere up there. I don't know. It's been lost for years, but it's there. Within the hut lives Mai the Immortal, an old, decrepit lady, cursed such as yourself, but she is cursed with immortality. She cannot die, and that is a terrible, terrible fate. I wish you to relieve the curse from her.
As in take on immortality or kill her?
However, if you take the immortality from her, then surely her bones will turn to ash and dust. She has lived many, many lives. Her every breath is agony.
Uh,
If you can remove the curse from her, for it is something that I know of no magic that has ever been able to achieve it, and certainly she has not sought any for some time. If you can remove the curse from her, or at least accept it as an undertaking to do so, of which I will hold you to it, then I will attempt to remove the curse from you.
yes, I would like to... Wait, does she want this removed from her? You said that she hasn't been trying to find a cure for a long time. Is it just she gave up, or...
She
I
has
will...
lived for so long, and her body is racked with pain. For though she cannot die, she continues to age.
Yes, I'll do everything that I can to give her freedom.
Sure, that's no way to live.
Yep. Being trapped in your own body is almost the cruelest of punishments.
Then I will do what I can to remove the curse from you. Understand that it may not work. It may take more powerful magics than I have available. It may be that it requires some other undertaking for you to remove the curse. I have spoken with Lashanara. I spoke with him this morning before the sun rose. I strode to his house and demanded to speak to him about this matter, for he sent you to me, and I wanted to know what he thought about the matter personally. He, like I, believes that this book is a conduit to the ogre that you sought, an ogre, whatever his name is or whatever his plans are. The book is in some way related to him, more so than just an object of possession. That is why he let you take it and did not seek it back out again. So, the ogre has cursed you for whatever reason, I don't know. Ogres are beings of chaos and maliciousness. He might have done it just as a matter of amusement, though Leshnara did say that an ogre, probably the same one, made an attempt on his life through you. He used your group as a conduit to send a demonic assassin to try and end him.
Yeah, he's tricksy.
So, the power that I wield may not be sufficient, but I will try. If I am unsuccessful, do you still pledge to
Well,
try and
now
remove.
that I've heard about this woman who's cursed with this thing, of course, I'm going to try anyway.
Very good. And I will
Try our
try.
best. We'll
It-
try our best to do this quest. But again, we can't guarantee success if it's beyond our means. We'll
Okay.
try in every way possible.
I never ask anyone to guarantee something beyond their means, only that they give it their best effort.
We will.
And that's what I will do now. If I fail, I pledge that I will attempt to find some way to remove the curse from you.
Thank you.
Do you have the book?
Yes, I try to hand her the book.
Make a save versus spells as the book decides that no, he doesn't like this, terrible woman.
Mhm. No. You're
Hey,
just not having good luck with these rolls, are you?
You that you could like cast on me? Any chance?
Okay, the fact that the book is holding you back seems to suggest that the book is fearful significantly of what we might be able to achieve. I will cast a spell anyway, and I'll cast it upon you. I had intended to cast it upon the book, hopefully breaking the bond that way, for the book is what is causing it. But I'll try and break it in the reverse.
Yeah, okay, I'm not there. Never mind.
She'll
Ten-
start to cast a spell, and then she will cast it upon thee. You feel, after a couple moments of respite, to be quite free. And then a few more moments, freer still.
I throw the book away if I can.
You pick the book up and you go to throw it away, but you don't really think you want to. But you don't hear the book talking to you.
Yes. Throw
Make
it
a
away.
saving throw for spells. You can
Come on.
You can have +2 on the roll.
That's
As
the
in
one that you.
-2, or
It will offset your wisdom.
Come on. This is not going well, is it?
You
Really?
you get the book out and then you put the book away.
ah,
But you don't hear it talking to you, or taunting you, or goading you, or laughing at you, or with you.
excellent. Well, I mean, this is a vast improvement.
You feel no real compulsion other than to maintain its possession.
How long will that last?
Good
We don't
question.
know. It's better. It's good for now.
I wonder if Flash Nara can take it off me now. Yeah. That's good. Do I feel any freer after like more time passes, or
Yeah, you feel pretty free, but again, there is a compulsion, minor though it is, to maintain possession of the book. If you don't think about the book, you're good. As soon as you think about it, you think, I really should hold on to that because, it's pretty unique and it's pretty special and I might get something out of it. But then you stop thinking about it and you stop thinking about it and it's not at your forethought.
okay? This seems
Better.
pretty useful.
It's better than it was.
I am going to take a torch out of my backpack
Sure.
and cast continual light on it.
Okay. You cast a spell.
Do I feel any compulsion towards the book again?
Nope.
No? Excellent. What type of lighting source do they have inside this temple?
There are a number of small, what probably are continual light stones around the place, but they are muted.
Okay. Very well. They already have continual light sources.
It's like they've got probably like some form of shading over the top of it, almost like a fairly unobtrusive, demure lampshade.
Fair enough. Well, it was going to be a gift, but now I'll just keep it.
That's fine.
Thank you very much. I will try to think of a way to rob someone of their immortality. I'm sure there will be a way.
Possible way.
Most likely.
The Blackreach Mountains. Where in the north is it, or is it just all the way across? Would you say it's to the left of Mount Titania or to the right?
So let me put the map on for you guys.
The Titania foothills.
Over here.
Yep. So the Blackreach is just these mountains up here.
Yep. Oh, okay. I thought the Blackreach was like the whole range.
No.
That doesn't specify a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, it's just these ones up the
Okay,
top.
yep.
Just these ones up the top here. So the ones off to the east and west, which I did in the opposite direction there, are they are they're the Dragonback and the Basilisk Teeth Mountains.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well,
So-
after that, I think I'll go shopping and try to get those items that I wanted.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks very much. I think she did a good job. Ish. A very good job.
Great job. You did a terrible job at rolling those dice.
That's only
God,
only 10
imagine if you had saved like at all once in this entire time, like you could have been free from it, but just RNG's just decided that no, there's gonna be this plot point's going to be drawn out and
Yeah, she's like a coke addict. She's still got the thing in her backpack. She's just, just in case. Just in case. I won't use it, but just in case. I've got some hits in the toilet, just ready to go.
Just got to go diving for it.
All right. So you can then leave. Dole the Kruber and Aaron the Moron are still standing guard and not letting anyone approach the temple.
Okay, you
causing
guys have done a great job. You can stop now.
Yeah, they're causing a bit of consternation. There seems to be a little bit of a crowd forming around them. And
I'm glad I did not come to this.
you notice, especially Siobhan will notice that there are a couple beetles nearby who are a little bit curious about is Siobhan with or without us. She's without us. All right, there's some beetles nearby, and there's also some some city garrison who are watching on with great amusement. But you can get out just before it becomes a bit more of a ruckus. And
Probably go back to wherever the hell.
yes, I'm Krupa now. Guard good.
Yes, you did a great job. Now, do you want to go back to where you were staying before?
No, I'm Krupa now.
Don't tell him that. I forgot. I'm not there. I'm not talking.
Have you been buying the things you want, Lenz, or is there anything out of the ordinary, or is it all just standard stuff?
Again, I do want to. I'll talk to you about that, but probably out of session rather than in.
Cool. Who is carrying the fire lance, by the way? Are you carrying it?
I assume I would have given someone who could probably actually use it. Was anyone actually interested in using it? Because apparently you probably need to have some actual strength to use this. So
The fire lance is an encumbrance 2 item. It's a big, heavy, slightly unwieldy weapon.
we probably would have given it on the donkeys. But does anyone actually want to have it in the inventory?
Hell no.
Hell no. I mean, I think that Aaron should use it. Sounds like something he would use. I'm just throwing it out there.
Really? We're giving it to a retainer? That sounds incredibly dangerous.
You could give it to Krupa.
It's more dangerous for one of us to use it. Yeah, give it to new Kruber now.
Yeah, no.
That's on us. It'll really hurt. Psh.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, I think we'll just keep it on the donkey until we're desperate enough for somebody to use it.
So
The
the
guard's a donkey, so he can use it if someone tries to steal the donkeys.
Theta. Yeah.
I'll
So
add
no-
it. I'll add it in my inventory onto the donkey.
Sure. All right. The rest of you are going to go shopping, or going to go drinking, or going to go shopping, drinking.
Probably shopping.
Shopping with a
Probably.
drink in your hand. Right here. Anything out of the order? You wanted to get Erin some armor? No, Erin, Kukulane some armor?
Yep,
Yep,
and I'll
it's-
pick up other bits and pieces for Aaron as well, like his other armor bits.
Are you going to
shield.
get Kukulane and a set of heavy armor in the same manner, same vein as Erin?
Yeah, just some half plate sounds perfect. Or
Do you
maybe
want to pay in advance?
yeah, it's the same deal that
Yeah, sure.
she got.
Before we get too carried away, is anyone going to be wanting a shield?
Yeah,
I've already got a shield.
Sorry? 'Cause-
Sorry.
I'm just going to not be using my shield anymore. So I was going to put it on a mule for use for whoever wants it.
is it a small shield or a large shield?
Small AC1.
Okay. Now I'm gonna go for large shield on Aaron.
Sure. All right, getting that capped with silver will cost a little bit of money. It depends how extravagant you want it to be. Is it just going to be a simple capping, or is it going to look a little bit fancy?
Oh, a little fancy. Thing that I want to be really fancy, I want a really nice silver eye. It's got to be schmick, like the type of eye a lord would have if he lost an eye and wanted to replace it with silver.
Sure. All right, so capping the staff and making it fancy will cost you anywhere between 10 and 20 gold. You could go higher if you want to make it super fancy, but 10 and 20 gold will give you a decent capping. You can choose how much you want to spend.
I don't want to be like too ornate, but yes, ornate. So let's go with 15.
Sure. The
Yeah.
eye will take a little bit of time. The silversmith that Siobhan has pointed you in the direction of says that they can do what you want. It will probably take them a fortnight to do it, and
Okay.
it will cost you 60 gold.
All right. Deal.
All right.
And the other thing I want to know is it possible to sell continual light torches in town? Like, is that something that adventurers would want to buy? I assume there's just not that many people who can make continual light stuff.
There's not a lot of clerics around casting that spell, so or magic users that are casting it, and the people that do make it tend to charge more than what other people want. Adventurers are your best bet, so yeah, you could go back in and find some adventurers and sell it to them. But you know, it's up to you how much you want to charge.
All right. Does anywhere sell them so I can get a price range? I don't know, is
So
there
the place that would sell them,
there's like
if
the
anyone, would probably be. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? He is. Blind as a bat. Can't find my notes. See, I have really neat writing until I have to write more than a sentence, then it turns into squiggle.
Eli, the purveyor of wonders?
Yeah, or poor Tennyson's Curiosities.
Ah,
Poor Tennyson's Curiosities, though, tends to be more, junk, but occasionally might have something of use. Eli's is a decent option.
Like Sean, unlike Craig's internet.
Eli, the purveyor of Curiosities, tends to sell scrolls and magic spells to people at cheapish rates. Effectively just some low-level hedge wizard that goes, "Hey, I can cast a spell for you. 10 gold to remove your carbuncle." But yes, So those two are the ones that would probably do it. To sell to adventurers, you're looking at probably 10 to 15 gold.
10 to 15 gold. Excellent. Yeah, I'll try to sell them for 10 gold then, I guess.
Sure.
Each.
Alright. Are you trying to sell them now? How many do you have? You have one, don't you?
Well, I have 4 in total, just because that's what I've been casting for, like, the last 4 days.
Alright. So, you're flooding the market.
Yep.
Once you sell a continual light torch, they don't need to buy another one.
Indeed.
It's a really poor business model.
Until they throw it down a well or something like that, you know.
Yep.
Casting these on like stuff for us so that we have continual light.
I have 1 continual light source that I'm keeping.
I have one.
Alright.
So, yes, in the future I'll make more for the party, but since I'm in town, I figure I'll sell them now. Because I can't hoard them forever.
Alright, so yes, you can find someone to sell it to.
Excellent.
Let's have a look. Yeah, that's fine. You just find someone to sell it to. Make a 2d6 roll for me. Make a charisma check. See how well you go with your spruiking of the sale.
Excellent. Uh, 8. Meh.
Alright. That's alright.
not great.
You'll sell it, but they won't want to pay 10 for it. They'll want to pay 9 for it.
Okay.
And
That's
yeah.
fine, I guess.
Cool. Alright, easy peasy. Is there anything else you were hoping to do?
Just the stuff that's on my shopping list. And I
Was-
guess how much was the backpack case? And how long will that take?
Alright, so that's going to take probably a fortnight as well, give or take. And they'll charge you 25 gold for that.
Holy damn. Alright. Well,
That's
I guess
because that's a fairly unique thing. So yeah, that's what they're going to charge you for it.
And can I get them to make 2 of those? Please?
Sure. That will blow it out by another week.
Okay. Yep. Fair. Alright. Just working out how much that's costing me. But yes. Perfect. And then yeah, just stuff that's on my shopping list, which I assume is just pretty regular stuff.
Yep. So anything which is regular is fine. Just buy it as normal prices.
Yep, I'm grabbing some arrows and stuff. So I used a lot of them recently, for some reason.
So what, are we going to actually hang around in town for all this time, or shall we leave and come back later?
I mean, do we have anything that we need to do, really? I'm happy to chill in town for a little bit.
I want to hang in town until we get the armor sorted out for our minions.
The other thing that I'd really like to do is see Lashinara, if he's available.
Sure.
And
I'm planning to spend at least this day in town, so...
because if possible, I'd love to come to his house and study any spells he's willing to let me study from a spell book.
Okay. Was there anything else that anyone else wanted to do? Are you back with us, Craig?
For the moment, yes.
Okay. Cool. Was there anything that you wanted to do?
No, I've done all that I need to do in town, so I'm just hanging out with them, keeping track of them.
Okay. So, Sean, Lenza, you've got 4 days to wait for the armor for the retainers. is there anything that the rest of you are hoping to do in this time? You're going to go... Minerva's going to go to Lashnara's, I know that much.
Mhm.
She's already gone and booked some stuff to get made for her. She's spending all the dosh.
Mm-hmm.
Basically flooded the market with continual light items too, didn't she?
Yep. Well,
I
So
mean,
that-
if we're here for like 3 weeks, I can make a lot of them.
Yeah, it's basically killed any plans of me doing that when I finally get the spell. Bastard.
You
Um,
can make arrows with me. You can
Does
make
anyone-
like arrows and stuff.
Sorry?
You can like continual light arrows or and stuff like that. Like you can make good things.
what you need to do is you make a
On torches, can you?
you make a flashlight. You put it on coins, and you put the coins in scroll cases, and then you know you can open and close the and with some glue, and then you can open and close the scroll case, and you got yourself a flashlight.
And you can stick it to the side of your helmet, and then you can have heads up light.
Took sling as my 4th weapon, purely so that I could throw sling bullets with continual light cast on them.
Were you going to say something before, Craig?
Uh,
I thought I heard you about to say something.
no, I think no. Like, I mean, I live in town, so there's like nothing that I need to do, or you know, I've reported in, and my quotation marks mission at the moment is to just hang out with these guys. So I'm just going to hang and get to know them better, travel around with each of them, you know, doing what they need to do. Like, there's nothing that I specifically need to be doing.
Sure. All right. So what I'm going to do then, we'll just kind of fast track it a little bit. There's no reason to go day by day. When you do go, Minerva, to Lashanara's, you notice that was that?
He's just off. Just-
Okay. Lashanara isn't available, but you see that there is someone who was hanging around and seemed to be talking to Lashanara's latest apprentice.
Ooh.
A strange-looking elf.
Cool. That's his new apprentice, huh?
No, he is talking to the new apprentice.
Oh, okay. That's much better news. I was like, that's Lashanara's apprentice? This is bad. Very bad. I had everything wrong. Alright, cool. That guy seems cool. I wonder if he knows some spells. I you know, sort of make some noise so that they see me coming.
Yep.
And I just wait a distance away so that they can finish their conversation and then approach them.
All right, he will finish talking to the apprentice, which, you know, I'm not saying Lashanara is a dirty old man, but once again is a young female. And this elf will move over in your direction, seemingly as though he was going to pass.
Another elf.
Shortish for an elf. I mean, elves are short, but this one's like maybe 5 feet, just a bit more tall.
Has he got an obvious spell book?
Not that you can see, but he is wearing large, heavy-set robes. But he does seem to also be wearing a suit of armor underneath it.
Ooh. Is he wearing
It seems to
armor?
no. It seems to be some form of leather.
Ah, okay. Very well. Maybe he's just like a regular elf class.
Could be.
Are
Are you going to say anything? He's about to bypass you.
Yes, hello. You are a fellow practitioner of the arcane arts? Who there? My name's Minerva.
He'll stop and he'll look at you. Yes, I know who you are. But no. Nothing for you to mind yourself with. How have you been anyway?
Much better today. But not so great recently.
No?
Until today is a joyous day.
Ah.
Thank you. And yourself, how have you been?
I have been well, Thank you for asking. Now, I have things that I need to attend to, such as letting my dog out, but no, I have been well. Thank you very much. I do have
Sorry.
an appointment that I have to attend, so I will bid you farewell.
Good luck in your journeys. And I give him a little nod and continue off to talk to the apprentice.
All right.
The
So
important meeting he has is to let the dog out for a dump, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just bear with me. I will be back momentarily, or we can.
Let the dogs out.
I'll be back shortly. Hang on.
I'm literally going to do that. Man, I'm going to have the longest synopsis for this session.
It's occasionally nice to not be in like mortal danger.
True.
Position.
Speaking of yourself, I was wondering.
I think the most dangerous thing we did was probably was leave Dol and Aaron by themselves.
Yeah, that was pretty. That
That
was
was-
dangerous.
I mean, I consider talking to Illibrod pretty dangerous, but
Yeah, that too.
Mhm.
He has gotten us.
Out the back
I am back.
when we weren't looking.
All right. So what's
Yeah,
the
so
geo?
I'm just going to talk to the apprentice.
All right. The
Uh,
apprentice looks a bit shaken.
Ah, hello. How's it? Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. Lashana is not here at the moment. I just mentioned that to the last gentleman who was here. Is it something I can do for you?
Yes, I was just hoping to study some of his spell books. I wish to learn some spells to help us in our adventures and help us in aiding Lashanara.
I will let him know that that you came looking for him.
I mean, you were also a practitioner of the arts, is that correct?
I am hopeful of being a decent one in the future, yes.
Oh, so you do not have a spell book yourself yet?
Only a practitioner's one. A practice
Oh,
one. I'm only learning.
okay. Well, I mean, we're all only learning. It's just how far along the journey you are. I'm sure you'll do very well. Hopefully better than the last one. Anyway,
Harsh.
Fudge. Minerva's nothing if not honest. Wait, that's not her at all. Yep. Well, please do tell him that Minerva came by and was hoping to study some spell books if able, and I'll check in again later. Otherwise, if you could send a message to me at the sly wink, if I am able to swing by and study some spells. Otherwise, I will spend a lot of time researching in the Scrivener's halls.
I will let him know, thank you. Then she'll
Yes.
close the door with a slam. Bang.
Okay.
She
So-
seemed fairly white and very on edge.
Mm,
Alright. You can do what you
Huddle.
wish. Lashana will not return for a couple of days anyway. At least he doesn't get in touch with you for a couple of days. You can, mess around in town, do things as you require. Wait for your armors. Is that all you
Um,
wish to do?
I do want to check the Scrivener's hall just to see if they have uh, information on Maya the Immortal.
Maya the Immortal? Okay. The Scriveners don't really have that kind of information. You're probably going to need to, especially something or someone supposedly so old, you might need to check with something that holds longer lasting lore rather than Scriveners.
Oh, okay. Where are the history books kept in Sumberton?
So your best bet are probably A, the churches, B, Lashanara, C, Lord Barris Castellan, and D, possibly even the keep for something that might pertain to someone like her.
Ooh, or Red Door Antiques. She's
Red
an
Door
antique.
Antiques, yeah, maybe, it's possible. There are other possible private collectors that might have that kind of information as well. You've also got
Yeah, man.
was it sorry? So the problem you've got with the Scriveners is knowledge of who this person is. That is the big bit of information. They've never even heard of her, or the people you ask have never even heard of her.
Fair. Okay.
I mean, you
well,
could sit there and you could start going and like give them a retainer so that you can start going through their books little by little, piece by piece, trying to find information on her. But considering the fact that there is probably a very poor indexing system, you're going to be effectively searching for a needle in a haystack.
It's true, but I do speak the old law.
You can try if you want. They will let you sit there and go through books for a nominal fee of like 5 gold a day.
I might just talk to Bevan, and if he doesn't know anything, then I'll just keep moving. But at the end of the first day, since Lashnara never gets in contact with me again, I will learn invisibility.
Okay.
From the scroll. If I can resist using the book. I assume it doesn't make me use the book?
You can ignore the book for the moment. Alright, so you're doing that. Anyone else doing anything? At the moment, Minerva's running around like a headless chicken doing a bazillion things.
Yep.
Are the rest of you just going to chill out? Do you have anything that you wish to do in the next couple of days downtime? Do you have any plans, any designs, goals, dreams, bucket lists? Halflings you want to sell to crazy alchemists?
Yes, I mean that is a thing I could consider doing.
I'm sure there's one halfling that everyone can think of selling.
Um,
Down to the pious way and basically help the people who look for help in
Sure.
the church.
Sure.
Put in a bit of time at the church.
Yep. Kindly Ollery, when he is not out and about, will be grateful for that. He has a few younger priests that hang out in the monastery and do general day-to-day stuff. So he's happy for you to help with that, and he's also happy to have you out in the streets preaching the good word of the Order of the Heart, and try to get the religions of nobility to have more of a say in people's day-to-day lives. So he's quite happy for that. What's your charisma?
Mine?
Yep.
Probably not very good. He'll probably put me in the back room cooking stuff. 10.
10. Nah, that's not terrible.
No. Could be worse.
There's been a cleric in the party with much lower charisma previously. Mark had a charisma of 4, didn't he?
something like that. Yeah.
I think so.
All right.
Started with.
So, nothing else? Okay.
I mean, I'll be keeping an eye out on just like any new jobs or any quests, etc., that might pop up all around here, just keeping an eye on things. But apart from that, not too much.
The job for cleaning out the haunting at Lacrima Keep is on the notice board, and lots of people, you'll notice, lots of the adventurers do seem to mill about it. Even some of the mercenaries that have wandered into the city seem to have a bit of a look at that. The value or the price that has been set against that job is 1,000 gold.
That is quite significant.
That seems to be the largest job that has been posted at the keep, the one for the most money.
Did we report that we saw a dragon in Arashu Valley?
Nope.
Can you report that? Oh, please.
I can do that. No worries. I'll head to the keep at some point and talk to whoever I can there.
All right. That's fine. So you go and you report that. They seem quite, quite impressed that you have seen a dragon and lived to tell the tale, and quite shocked that you have seen a dragon and lived to tell the tale, and quite saddened that the fact that there is a dragon supposedly on their doorstep. But they are grateful that you have brought that information to them. Very much so.
I will probably just pre-warn anyone if they do plan to send anyone else just up there to see to get any more information. Yeah, just tell them to be very extremely careful.
Alright, so less than an hour after you have reported the dragon to the keep, you'll hear a bell ringing out, and you'll hear ye. Advisement to all dragon slayers within the walls of the city of Sumberton. A dragon has been spotted in the Arashore Valley. Price for bounty set at 10,000 gold for the head of the beast.
Ooh.
And he will wander around the city yelling that out.
Oh, good, excellent. I mean,
And when he does it, children will scream and mothers will grab them and drag them into homes or off to homes or into buildings, and doors will be closed, and suddenly the streets will become quiet and people are no longer on there except for a few ragamuffins like yourselves. And Joel, the crier, looks around. Was it something I said? And then we'll continue to repeat the fact that there is a dragon on the doorstep of the city.
excellent. 10 out of 10.
Would cry again.
Oh dear. Cool.
Alright. You'd like to look for pistols while I'm waiting for the armor. Sure. You can find a gunsmith who will sell you some pistols. You can buy them for the value of you can buy them for the value of the book. But are you there, Al?
Nope.
He's disappeared too. I'm back now. He's disappeared.
Alright. Let's roll, see how many there that he can find. There are 4 pistols available for sale in the city of Sumberton.
Nice.
Are you there, Al? You might be on mute. Or have you wandered off?
He is on mute, but I don't know whether he's at AFK.
Alright.
I mean, it is almost 1 o'clock in the morning, so...
Yep.
He probably is AFK taken care of. Night taker.
Alright, there, I'll put that down. 4 pistols, 50 shots available for sale at this point in time. Alright, so if we want to leave it there, we can do so.
Sounds like a good idea.
Alright, too easy. We shall leave it there and pick it up in a fortnight. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
You can plan on how you can get Willowbroad to building number 10.
Dear.
My scroll of invisibility is gone.
Cool. Alright, well thank you for that, guys, and we shall see you next time.
Yep.
See you later.
then.
See ya.
Thanks.